play. Game 1 of the series next. All roads lead to 24 Willie Mays Plaza tonight as the team from Boston's Back Bay comes to San Francisco Bay. The Giants and the Red Sox ready to meet in interleague play. I'm John Miller along with Mike Krukow. Welcome to Giants baseball. And the Giants got in late last night, but not quite as late as the Red Sox, who played an extraordinarily long game in Colorado. So both ball clubs may be dragging a little bit, but I think the electricity that will be pulsing through this ballpark will make up for that. There'll be a lot of excitement here with the Red Sox. They always seem to carry around a large contingent of fans who follow them around. Now, for the Giants, Jonathan Sanchez is on the hill trying to shut down the Sox, and Sanchez is going to be trying to come back after a very poor start in Toronto.
Well, a very poor start indeed. He went 2 2/3 innings in Toronto, and the thing that did him in more so than having bad stuff, which he really didn't have, is he kind of lost his cool. There was 4 or 5 pitches that were called balls that could have been called strikes. He didn't get any of them. And then there was an inning an error started the inning off, and he just mentally just not get through those things. And it's interesting if you look at his numbers. League's hitting 205 off him. His ERA is 2.90, yet he's only 5.5. Or 5 wins and 5 losses. So Benji Molina had a little something to say to him. And what he told him was, look, you know, the Boston Red Sox are a team that are very patient. They're not going to swing a lot of corner pitches, and you might not get them. You can't let that bug you. You can't let that take you out of your game. You need to hold your cool. You need to hold your calm. And that's going to be the key in tonight's ball game.
All right, so Sanchez on the mound. The Giants, meanwhile, will have to deal with a knuckleballer. They don't face many of those right now. Tim Wakefield on the hill. The Giants do have a couple of guys who have done real well against him.
Well, Aaron Rowand owns them, and he was giving out little knuckleball clinics today during batting practice, and I sat in on one of them. And he basically said he's got 2 different types of knuckleballs. One that he throws at you with 2 strikes, and he goes, forget trying to hit that thing. He says one that is he'll throw it when he's behind in the count, and he says it's a hittable pitch, and that's the one you have to take advantage of. If you miss that, you get down to 2 strikes, think about bunting, because it gets nastier as the at-bat wears on.
All right, so the Giants and the Red Sox, game 1 of the series. Raj Mathai, the sports director at NBC Bay Area, is also here with us, and he'll be back with the Xfinity pregame show right after this. And take a look.
To you by Xfinity, the next generation in home entertainment, available right now in the Bay Area and coming soon to the Central Valley. It is time for Friday Night Baseball. Hello to you. I'm Raj Mathai. We are inside the Giants dugout. Upstairs is John Miller and Mike Krukow in the NBC booth. And you get a different sense coming to the ballpark tonight. There's a lot more excitement than usual. Tonight kicks off the highest profile homestand of the season for the Giants. The mighty Red Sox for a 3-game set, followed by the Dodgers beginning on Monday. Now the Red Sox are as good as advertised. Dustin Pedroia, the 2008 MVP, 5 for 5 just last night in Denver with 3 home runs. As for the Giants' source of power, that leads us to our Xfinity Game Vision. Remember, you can be your own producer or director at home manipulating the video. We talk about Huff, we talk about Uribe, but how about Pat Burrell? It's been a great pickup for the Giants in the last few weeks. They got him off the waiver wire. 17 games in a Giants uniform. Pat the Bat from San Jose, 4 home runs, including 2 on this last homestand, 1 in Toronto, and then just last night, another 2-run homer in Houston. Pat Burrell, 4 home runs in 17 games. He is batting .314 in a Giants uniform. So we talked about Pedroia, we talked about Burrell, 2 Bay Area products. There's another Bay Area product on the field tonight, and that is Daniel Nava, the Red Sox starting left fielder from the Bay Area, and he's got a great story. It plays out like a Disney movie. We will check in with the rookie Red Sox left fielder coming up next, right here on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network. Brought to you by Xfinity, the next generation in home entertainment, available now in the Bay Area, coming soon to the Central Valley. Welcome back to the ballpark. I'm Raj Mathai. We have switched locations. We are now in the Red Sox dugout. One of the best storylines, not just of the weekend, but in all of baseball, is the Red Sox starting left fielder, the rookie Daniel Nava. Grew up right here in the Bay Area, went to St. Francis High School in Mountain View, went to Santa Clara University. Initially at Santa Clara, he didn't make the team, so he was the team manager. He was washing the laundry at one point. Daniel Nava now joins us. You've come a long way. Welcome back to the Bay Area.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's been a long road, but it's been a good fun road for sure.
First of all, we got to talk about, you made your Major League debut just a couple of weeks ago, national TV against the Phillies. Not just your first at-bat, the first pitch you ever saw in the big leagues, you hit a grand slam. What's going through your mind as you're going around the bases there?
You know, actually, when the ball was hit, I thought it was a double, just the trajectory of the ball and everything. So once I realized it was gone, I just kept that sprint going, and I think that's why I didn't have much time to actually comprehend what had happened, you know what I mean? Because it was just so quick.
Okay, we talked about your days at Santa Clara. You started off as the team manager. You think back to those days and think, oh my gosh, now I'm in the big leagues. I mean, that bridge there. I mean, this is amazing what you've accomplished.
Well, I never I thought I was done when I was a team manager. I didn't consider going back and playing just because I thought the door was shut. And then once the door got open again, hypothetically speaking, it's just been one, as we're talking, I'm just going one day at a time, kind of one small goal after another. So I did not see myself doing this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the road at all.
Talk about now, seriously, this is all stuff that's made for a Disney movie, but you can hit the ball. What do you need to do, not only this series, but to stay in the major leagues?
Wow. There's a lot of other things outside of my control which determine that. So I just try to keep it simple and do my job every day. And whether that means playing or not playing, that's fine. But just to help the team win. As corny as that sounds, it's really what I'm trying to do.
Mom, Dad, Grandma, the whole gang coming here tonight. You a little nervous or are you excited?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see them. I saw them. I haven't seen my grandma since January or so, and the rest of my family, extended family, I haven't seen in a while. So I'm excited to see them. But it's just going to be fun. I'm just going to try and take it in as best I can.
Daniel, thanks for your time. Good luck this series and throughout your rookie season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Daniel Nava, we are set to go. First pitch and starting lineups coming up next right here on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network.
Francona in the fourth round, and his third place hitter tonight, Dustin Pedroia, right alongside. The game time weather brought to you by Southwest Airlines, where bags fly free. 61 degrees. The wind, I think the wind got a little bit more than 5 miles an hour, at least during batting practice. It was really howling through this ballpark. The humidity very high, and the forecast cloudy. Lots of clouds, heavy cloudiness, marine layer, thick clouds, I think.
Cool. It'll be cool.
A little coolish. Let's take a look now at the batting order for the Boston Red Sox. Marco Scutaro at shortstop. Daniel Nava, a Bay Area product, a lifelong Giants fan. I'm guessing until about now. He is in left field. Dustin Pedroia, 5 for 5 last night with 3 home runs, including the game winner in the 10th inning at Coors Field, Denver. Kevin Youkilis hits cleanup at first base. Victor Martinez, the switch-hitting catcher. Adrian Beltre, the former Dodger, who is having a great first half for the Sox. Bill Hall in right field. Darnell McDonald, the center fielder, hitting 8th. And Tim Wakefield, the knuckleballer, is batting 9th.
Let's take a look at the Giants' defense. It's brought to you by Canadian Solar, one of the world's largest solar companies, recognized for the high quality and performance of their solar panels. To save $500 on your next solar installation, call 1-877-358-1201. And the Giants' starting defense looks like this. It'll be Huff, Rowand, and Torres. That's your outfield. Uribe, Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Sanchez, Posey on the right side. Eli Whiteside, as he always does, will be catching Jonathan Sanchez tonight, and Jonathan Sanchez on the hill. These are his numbers. Just 62 hits allowed in 83 2/3 innings, 82 strikeouts. Those are impressive numbers. The league's just hitting 205. Hard to explain the record of just 5-5. And the key for him tonight is strike one. He has to get the edge early, and I think that is true with a lot of pitchers, but especially with Sanchez, as he's limping off of a bad start his last outing in Toronto.
The first pitch strike to Marco Scutaro, hitting .283, 4 homers, 24 batted in. Now the official game time temperature is now 54 degrees, and I have a feeling that has been dropping rather quickly. When I ride to the ballpark at about 4:30, it was 67 degrees here. But the fog came rolling in near the end of the Giants batting practice, and a strong wind came with it. 0-2 the count to Scutaro.
You see a lot of the Red Sox hitters take a lot of time getting in that box. They are not in any hurry.
Now that was a close pitch, especially with 2 strikes. Maybe a little bit up, maybe a little bit off the corner.
Well, you would think in a 2-strike situation, the guy's got to protect that. And it just blows your mind as to what type of corner pitches these Red Sox players will consistently take.
1-2 the count, and the curve right up the middle, and that's a base hit. Sanchez made a dive, but right by him into center, and there is Scutaro taking that 2-strike pitch, getting the call, and then hitting a single on the very next pitch. And now Danny Nava will come up, switch hitter, Bay Area native, to St. Francis High School. And if you're wondering, well, where are all of his friends and family? Where are they sitting?
Well, they're here out there in left field, just behind the foul pole. That's the Daniel Nava fan club.
Nava, a switch hitter. He's only had 5 at-bats right-handed, but 2 hits, including a double. And he's had 35 at-bats left-handed, hitting .343 left-handed. Overall, hitting .350 in 40 Major League at-bats with a home run and 10 batted in. He hasn't hit any more home runs since the first pitch that he saw was hit for a grand slam at Fenway into the bullpen. But he's continued to drive in runs and continue to get a lot of hits. That one is too high, so Sanchez behind him now. 2-0 with Scutaro at first. Nobody out. Scutaro only 1 steal. He's not a prototype leadoff man. Jacoby Ellsbury is the regular Red Sox leadoff man and a prolific base stealer, but he's been injured most of the season. And it's a little bit off the outside. Now it's 3-0 with Dustin Pedroia on deck.
Jim Reynolds, the plate umpire, can be a little tight early in the game. One thing about him, though, is he normally sets a strike zone and stays with it the whole game. It's a consistent zone, and he likes low strikes.
That's a strike, 3-1.
Pretty much the same pitch that was called a ball early in the bat. I like it when an umpire will look for strikes at 3-0 counts. Nobody wants to see walks.
Posey on the bag at first with Scutaro. Middle infielders pulled in a bit. Double play depth. And back to the screen. Full count now to Nava. Nava was just a little guy when he got to college. 135 pounds. And as you perhaps heard the interview with Raj Mathai and Danny Nava, he was the manager of the team. He couldn't even, and I don't mean a manager like Bruce Bochy or Terry Francona. He was the guy who helped with all the equipment and that sort of stuff. Then went to the College of San Mateo, my alma mater. And at CSM, he began to play, and he filled out a little bit. And he hit right around 400 for his 2 years in junior college ball with the Bulldogs. And then back to Santa Clara, and all of a sudden he was playing in Santa Clara. But even so, with all the strides that he's made, getting a professional contract and all of that, he was no best than the Red Sox 8th outfielder on the depth chart when the season began. He was the 8th option. And yet here he is, and he is a big reason why the Red Sox have continued to play well, even though they have been hit hard with injuries. Ellsbury, their leadoff man, is gone. Mike Cameron, the new center fielder, has been racked with injuries most of the year, and even he's back now, but he has not yet started to hit. still plagued, I think, with that injury. The right fielder, J.D. Drew, has got a hamstring problem. He has not played in several days, although he is available. There goes Scutaro. And it's too low. Ball 4. Justin Pedroia to the plate. And last night, hitting third, he hit 3 home runs against the Colorado Rockies.
Well, you can see right there. I mean, that swing right there tells you all you need to know about him. Good high ball hitter, good mistake hitter, just a good hitter, period. But he can drive the ball. You get a ball up in the zone. It's like last night. Those 3 home runs. I mean, that was his 8th, 9th, and 10 home runs on the year.
Well, that last one came in the 10th inning with the score tied at 11-11. It put the Sox ahead 13-11, and that was the final. He takes a strike on the outside. Pedroia has been the number 2 hitter most of the time for the Red Sox, occasionally hitting leadoff with Ellsbury out. And he got a text message from his manager before last night's game saying, "How'd you feel about hitting third today?" Pedroia texted him back and said, "I don't care, whatever. Makes no difference to me." So third spot in the order, and he went 5 for 5 hitting third with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs. One of the great games any Red Sox hitter has ever had, and they've had a lot of good ones over the years.
He's red hot. 26 for his last 52 with 4 big flies and 13 ribeyes.
2 men on, nobody out. Sanchez quickly ahead of him, 0-2. And Freddie Sanchez trying to keep Scutaro close. Scutaro, a bit of a distraction there for Jonathan Sanchez. 0-2 to Pedroia. Jonathan Sanchez in a jam here in the first. Scutaro at second, Nava at first. The curve. Fouls it over to Kevin Youkilis, who's on deck. Still 0-2.
Yeah, that's too much strike zone, that 0-2 count, especially when you're talking about a hot hitter. If he's 26 for his last 52, he's got a nice ability to cover that strike zone. And if you're heading the count 0-2, you do not want a mistake out over the middle of the plate. Even if it is a quick breaking ball, you just, I mean, location is everything to a hot hitter. You got to stay out of those sweet spots to the hitter. And that last one he got away with.
And back to the screen. A fastball running in on the inside. Still 0-2 to Pedroia. Youkilis on deck. Pedroia, by the way, asked him if he'd ever been in this ballpark before. He said, "Yeah, I've seen a couple of games here." As a fan, his family, they all were Giants fans in the Sacramento area. And he said they all drove down a couple of times to catch a Giants game. He says, first time he's ever been on the field, though.
If he felt like breaking ball, his back foot in the dirt, he'd go after it. Very aggressive.
There it is. And he started, but was able to restrain himself. 1-2.
Talk about the heart and soul of the team. Pedroia is that for the Red Sox. I mean, he is such a big part of their overall attitude. I mean, he is just a gorilla mentally.
Pedroia, very slight of build, but he hits with a lot of power. He chopped that one foul. A good sharp breaking ball down. So he's battling Jonathan Sanchez here. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Pedroia is another one of those guys that you know that he's doing what he should be doing. Born to be a baseball player. Totally at peace about where he's at. Enjoys every minute of it. To care less if it's a 4 or 5 outer game. I mean, he's asking the same question. Where else would you rather be?
Scutaro at second, Nava at first, nobody out. Brushed him back with that high, tight fastball. 2-2 the count.
Set up inside, late target, so Scutaro at second base could not relay location of where the catcher was sitting to the hitter. And Pedroia almost walked into that one.
He struck him out. The fastball up and away.
Well, that was our Rambus speed pitch. And on the Rambus radar gun, At 93, he throws it right through a quick bat. Rambus at the heart of the products that you love.
And the Red Sox fans here not booing Kevin Youkilis, just giving him an affectionate uke. And Youkilis has become one of the top hitters in the American League. One of the top run producers. Hitting cleanup.
He's got really an unusual setup. He almost gets to the batter's box and puts the bat over his head and points the barrel at the pitcher.
And he has those hands spread apart.
Elbow way high. I mean, it's a very unorthodox setup. But watch when that left foot plants, watch where his hands are. They're in perfect position.
That's a strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike to Youkilis. 14 homers, 47 driven in.
There's the hand setup prior to the pitch, but once he gets his hitch going and that front foot goes down, everything comes into a more conventional position.
Scutaro, who singled at second. Nava, who walked at first. 2-1 the count to Kevin Youkilis. Youkilis has been destroying left-handed pitching this year. Youkilis is hitting .429 against lefties. He got 6 home runs in 49 at-bats against lefties. Oh, man, where was that?
And that's a split-finger fastball. He uses his changeup. It's a good one. As I mentioned, Jim Reynolds can be tight, especially early in the game. You have to prove to him that you can throw strikes to get strikes.
Now a very big pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike to a dangerous hitter. And a fastball. Good life on that one. Fouled back and out of play. 3-2. Well, there are those numbers versus lefty we were telling you about. In addition to the 6 home runs and only 49 at bats, he's got 5 doubles and a triple. 12 extra base hits in 49 at bats against left-handed pitching for Youkilis. 2 on, 1 out. The runners do not go. Check swing foul. Right over toward Victor Martinez, who's on deck. There's Martinez, a switch hitter. And another guy who has been destroying left-handed pitching. Three and 2 the count. Big early moments here for Sanchez, who is about to throw his 26th pitch of this inning. And a foul off the right field side into the upper deck. Still 3 and 2. So the battle continues, and as you pointed out at the very top of the telecast, Mike, the Red Sox will generally make you throw a lot of pitches. They'll take a lot of close pitches. They're very patient until they get the one they want. And Sanchez has a very heavy pitch count early on. Still only 1 out in the inning. 3 and 2. That ball is gone. Wow. Headed for the Bay Bridge. 3-0 Boston. So Youkilis does more damage against left-handed pitching. His 7th home run and 50 at-bats this year against the lefties.
That was a great at-bat. He saw a lot of pitches. He took a lot of time. He worked the count into a get-it-in situation. And when Sanchez came in with a fastball, he unloaded on it. I mean, you talk about perfect balance through a swing. His home runs often will look like everything's perfect. That was
15th home run of the year for Youkilis. He's got 50 RBIs now. And here is another dangerous hitter, Victor Martinez.
They can do it right off the crack of the bat. They have the sound. It's just going to be a matter of how many rows up the bleachers it went. That's a big boy right there.
Ball and a strike to Victor Martinez, hitting .295. He got off to a very slow start. Got 9 home runs, 37 batted in, and he is hitting .463 against lefties. Change up, high and away. 2-1 the count. Martinez, 5 homers in 67 at bats against lefties, plus 11 doubles.
This crowd's still buzzing about that home run.
And that fastball in for a strike. 2-2 the count. 3 runs in for Boston. Still only 1 out. And you could have, I mean, what was that, a 9-10 pitch at bat? He fought off several tough pitches.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. You look back to that one changeup that did not get called a strike, and that's something that we talked about a little bit in our open about. There were 5 or 6 pitches that Jonathan Sanchez did not get in his outing in Toronto that just went 2+ innings. And he kind of got frustrated by it. And you really can't let that happen, because it could happen in any given night. And it was a message that Benjamin Molina made to him prior to the game today. He says, you know what, this is a very patient team. They take a lot of pitches. You can't let yourself get frustrated if some of those pitches you think are strikes don't get called strikes. You have to hold your concentration. You can't let anger eat away at that.
One quick hop to Uribe. Hop number 2. Let's go down to NBC Bay Area Sports Director Raj Mathai.
John, thank you. This just in. The Tampa Bay Rays, one of the best teams in all of baseball, the victim of another no-hitter. About 15 minutes ago, it was final. Edwin Jackson of the Diamondbacks tosses a no-hitter in Tampa against the Rays. The Diamondbacks win it 1-0. So that means the Rays last month, perfect game against Dallas Braden, they were the victim of, and now Edwin Jackson, a no-hitter against the Rays. Guys, back up to you.
And Edwin Jackson, a former Tampa Bay Ray.
149 pitches.
He walked 8 and hit a batter.
Wasn't pretty.
He was out of the stretch a lot in that no-hitter. Adrian Beltre, the former Dodger. And Beltre is hitting .342, 11 home runs and 51 RBIs. And he's been even better than that with runners in scoring position. Beltre actually leads the Red Sox in RBIs. And he is called out on strikes. Wow, that looks so easy. 3 runs for Boston. Giants coming up. On at third, Buster Posey hit 6th at first base. Aaron Rowand, who has had amazing success against Wakefield, 4 homers in 17 at bats against him, plus a double. He's hitting 7th in center. Eli Whiteside, the catcher. Jonathan Sanchez, the pitcher. The Giants have some catching up to do as they come to bat against Wakefield. And the knuckler, 65 miles an hour. 1 ball and no strikes. Wakefield who is 43 years old. He was an 11-game winner last year. That one floats through there for a called strike. Wakefield 2-5 this year with a 5.33 ERA. And that's strike two. 79 in the third innings pitch. He's allowed 12 home runs. He does not often walk guys, which is pretty good considering how tough it is to control that pitch, as Youkilis makes the grab and Torres is retired.
All right, let's check out the Red Sox defense. It's brought to you by Canadian Solar. To save on your next solar installation, call 1-877-358-1201. Nava, McDonald, Hall, that's your outfield. Scutaro, Beltre on the left side. Pedroia, Youkilis on the right side. And Martinez will do the catching. And on the hill will be the ancient one. Tim Wakefield turns 44 in August. His 22nd year of professional baseball. He's got almost 17 at the big league level. And there you see the knuckleball, which is his forte. He has two types of knuckleball. One he'll throw and he has to get it in. One he just throws and just says good luck to you. He also has a little curveball and a fastball that would normally top out around 74 miles per hour.
And he's facing Freddie Sanchez, who himself is a former Red Sox. Freddie Sanchez broke into the big leagues with the Red Sox. Ooh. Fluttered by him, and the count is 2-1. One of the things that Aaron Rowand was saying about hitting a knuckleball is if the pitch comes in low, don't swing. That one is caught by the right fielder, Bill Hall. 2 down, and Aubrey Huff is coming up. Bevmo's who's hot. The Bevmo 5-cent wine sale is on. Buy one wine, get the second for just 5 cents on select wines at Bevmo. And among the RBI, or the on-base percentage leaders in the National League, Albert Pujols, Joey Votto, Adrian Gonzalez, Josh Willingham, and then Aubrey Huff, number 5 on that list. And that knuckler is in there for a called strike. Huff has hit 3 home runs in his career against Wakefield. They've got 3 infielders to the right of second against him. And he hits it right to Youkilis. And just like that, the inning is over. That's a 10-pitch inning for Wakefield. Back in San Francisco, Red Sox 3, Giants nothing as we start the second inning. Jonathan Sanchez may have felt like he already pitched 4 or 5 innings in this game after just 1 inning. He threw 37 pitches in the first. Throws a called strike here to Bill Hall. Hall, the 7th place hitter, to be followed by Darnell McDonald and then Tim Wakefield. 5 homers, 16 batted in he has a home run in his career against Sanchez as he bloops one foul off the right field line. Strike 2. Hall used to be with the Milwaukee Brewers. And hey, it looks like the beer can regatta is going on.
They are flying.
The yacht club just out behind left field here. A lot of times on Friday nights they have the beer can regatta. The finish line is the entrance to McCovey Cove. Tries that breaking ball, misses up and away with it.
Came out a little fast with his front shoulder. You don't want to be in a hurry to throw a breaking ball.
The breaking ball fouled into the crowd. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Better breaking ball. Made a nice adjustment there. I always think that if you're a catcher, guy misses badly with the first breaking ball, you call another one. Let him kind of zero that thing back into the strike zone. Usually a guy who's got a good breaking ball can find the strike zone within a couple of pitches.
Just got a piece of that one.
See a lot of young catchers, they'll call a breaking ball, and if the guy throws a bad one, they won't call it again. And a breaking ball is a touch pitch, and you have to kind of throw it a few times to get a feel of it down around the knees, and once you do it, usually you can keep that feel for a while.
Struck him out with the splitter. The Dodgers are here starting Monday for the first time this year in the Beat LA ticket offer. The Dodgers come in Monday, and for the Monday and Tuesday night games, the Beat LA ticket package is just $30. That's a view reserved infield ticket. It comes with a $5 Splash Takes credit, good for food and beverage at the concession stands. Visit sfgiants.com and use the coupon code BEATLA.
Beat LA?
And it's all in one word. Beat LA. I thought maybe it was Beatla at first, but then they explained it to me. And Uribe overruns that one, and Darnell McDonald is aboard. Error shortstop.
There's never ever a good time for an error. It's just a play that he makes 99 out of 100 times. That's why Joe Morgan, when he says there's nothing routine about routine play, is echoing solid wisdom.
And McDonald runs pretty well. He was going to have to field that one and make a good quick throw as Wakefield drops the bunt down, and over to second base goes McDonald. Well done there by Tim Wakefield, who doesn't get many chances to do that.
Well, Comcast Sportsnet has complete Giants coverage on Sportsnet Central every night at 10:30 p.m. Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports. Check it out.
Now Marco Scutaro, the leadoff man, comes up. Tim Wakefield dropping down a bunt. Like he's saying, think I never bunted before? Who are you talking to? I laid down a bunt 25 years ago. Been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, he's a highly skilled, professionally trained, world-class athlete. He should be able to do that.
And he does have 2 sacrifice bunts successfully executed already this year in his second interleague start of the year. Scutaro with a runner in scoring position. The Red Sox already ahead 3-0 as you see how the Giants play. Scutaro used to be right across the bay from here with the Oakland Athletics. But it was not until really last year with the Toronto Blue Jays that he had turned himself into one of the top shortstops in the American League. He had a great year with the Jays. It was a free agent acquisition by the Red Sox. Scutaro last year hit .282, 12 homers, 60 batted in from Toronto, and he only made 10 errors the whole year as the everyday shortstop. 3-0 Boston ahead.
And he will grind you. He is not in a hurry.
3-0. Scutaro came into the game hitting .283, 352 on base average. There is Danny Nava, a switch hitter on deck. 3-1. That was pitch number 50 thrown by Sanchez in this game. And we're only in the second inning. Scutaro making Sanchez wait. Now back in there. Crowding the plate. 3-1 the count. Right there, strike two.
Take it all the way.
Scutaro did not even get to the big leagues until he was 26 years old. Broke in originally with the New York Mets back in 2002. He rarely swings and misses. Excellent contact hitter. And he draws a walk. So his first inning single started the 3-run rally there, as Dave Righetti's going to go out and have a chat with Jonathan Sanchez. Now Scutaro walks, putting 2 men on with 2 men out. An error, an opening for the Red Sox in this inning on a ground ball hit by Darnell McDonald, and Uribe could not handle it. So Whiteside out there at the mound with Righetti talking to Sanchez. Looks like Rags is doing most of the talking.
Well, and he's going to calm down. I mean, think back to the same situation happened in Toronto where there was an error to start an inning, and he was not really able to pitch through the air. And you can tell he was affected by it. It messed with his concentration, and I think that's what Righetti wanted to come out there and do. He wanted to make sure that he was focused coming into this hitter. They do not want this inning to get to another hitter. They do not want Pedroia to hit. So Righetti simply making sure that Jonathan Sanchez is not still thinking about that error.
Danny Nava, who was hitting .294 for the Pawtucket Red Sox when he was brought up to the big leagues a couple of weeks ago, and he chases the high fastball. He had 8 home runs at Pawtucket in the International League in 54 games. Became the second player in Major League history to hit a grand slam on the very first pitch that he saw in the big leagues. The 4th player to hit a grand slam in his first at bat, but the second to do it on the first pitch. Freddie Sanchez throws out Nava, and the inning is over. 2 men stranded. 3-0. Uribe Sandoval Posey coming up. Just kind of made me feel bad. 52. That's 42 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, and maybe for Raj, it's just, well, 42, 52. What's the difference?
Raj, we count up here, pal. We take those numbers very serious.
I remember listening to that game, and it was Bill Thompson's inning. Bill worked with Russ Hodges and Lon Simmons, so it must have been the 6th inning because Bill only did the 6th inning.
Well, I remember watching that game as a kid.
Giants beat L.A., helped along by that grand slam by Bobby Bond in his first major league game, 9-0. 3-1 the count to Uribe against Tim Wakefield. And a foul will go out of play off to the right.
Well, that's the one you want to swing at. I mean, nobody hits Wakefield better than Aaron Rowand, who's 11 for 17 lifetime with 4 big flies and a double. And he says you got to swing at the one that starts up.
Curved him. Strike 3 call. After all of those knucklers, he threw the big curveball. And you mentioned that he would occasionally, right?
You kind of forget about this, but you know, it's a curveball that starts out over your head. And you see it, you go, that's high, and then it just keeps working its way down around the knees. By the time it finds its way to the catcher's glove, it's a strike. And he's got great feel with that pitch. It's not an easy pitch to control.
1 away, and here is Pablo Sandoval. 3-0, Boston ahead in the second. 1 ball and no strikes. Pablo hitting .273, 6 home runs, 30 batted in. Sandoval had a tough time of it in Houston. And 1 hit and 10 at bats in the 3 games there.
I would say that his style of hitter would rake a knuckleballer.
A ball and a strike. And it's off the outside. 2-1.
I mean, he's an exceptional low ball hitter. Great breaking ball hitter.
Base hit.
Good to see him go the other way. Not a bad pitch, really. It was on the outside part of the plate. It was up, but it wasn't just out over the middle. I mean, if he tries to pull this, good chance he rolls it over. But a nice job of staying inside it, going the other way, and just rifled it right past the switch. The defensive shift.
Buster Posey now in for a strike.
When you're a rookie, I mean, you kind of get used to a certain speed, a certain style of stuff. Then you throw a knuckleballer in on it, and it kind of screws you all up.
And quickly 0-2 the count to Posey, who has not had many hits lately. He did have one yesterday in Houston. And he had sat out for 3 days, and he did say before the game yesterday that his wrist has been giving him a little trouble, although he refused to say that was why he had not been hitting. And over to second goes Sandoval. Wild pitch by Wakefield.
There's not really a whole lot that Victor Martinez can do. The ball bounces that far out in front of him. You have plenty of time to get your body in front of it, but it's no guarantee it's going to be a bounce that you can get your body behind. There's nothing conventional about a knuckleball.
Up the middle, right through the legs of Sandoval, base hit. He's going to be waved as the ball is bobbled out there by McDonald, and he scores.
Well, what do you say we make that our forward right choice? How good is Buster Posey? He can hit a ball right between the Panda's legs at will. And check it out. Right through. And the Panda going to score. It's going to be interesting to see if they give an error to McDonald. Because very clearly it was Sandoval was going to pull up at third base, but once there was a bobble, he came right out through.
You could see, I think, very clearly there that he had slowed up. And then when Flannery saw McDonald overrun the ball, and he started waving him.
Well, if there's an error in the play, it takes an RBI away from Buster Posey.
Aaron Rowand, who has had enormous success against Tim Wakefield. In fact, I think you could probably say that he's given Wakefield more trouble than any other hitter over the many years that Wakefield's been a knuckleballer. And that's the one Rowand had advised his teammates, don't swing it. If it comes in around the knees, just take it. 3-0.
That's the one you can't hit anyway. Yesterday, a great day, 3 for 3 with a double.
And it's a 4-pitch walk. And that moves Posey into second base with Whiteside coming up. And Victor Martinez out to put his hand on the shoulder of Tim Wakefield. That's Wakefield in little trouble here. A run is in. So far, there was never a word from the official score that they charged an error on McDonald, which I don't understand, but if there's no error, then it's an RBI for Buster Posey. Darnell McDonald playing center field in place of Mike Cameron, who has really struggled this year. So here is Whiteside. 2 men on, 1 man out. And that one floats through there for a called strike.
But you can see where that one started out. That was the one that started out the letters, and that's the one, according to Aaron Rowand's scout report, is the one you want to have at.
The middle is bobbled out there as the two collide. Scutaro and Pedroia. And they bumped into one another, both going for the same ball, and they end up not getting anybody out.
Well, that's the second time this inning that a ball has been hit through a player's legs. That went right through Wakefield's legs, and it caught a piece of his left leg. Right up there, right there at the knee. And here's where the collision is made. And Scutaro not able to get a throw off because Pedroia's right there. But that's no man's land up there. I mean, as a middle infielder, you're just trying to stop it from going into the outfield. And stopping it, they prevented a run from scoring. So that itself was a good play.
It's like Buster Posey's trying to help the umpire make that call just in case.
Yeah, Lord, listen to Buster. This is I think one of the more entertaining things in baseball is when you have a pitcher hitting against a knuckleball pitcher.
Jonathan Sanchez has only 2 hits all year against conventional pitchers. Nice bunt. A run is home. Everybody's safe, and he throws it away. Rowand scores the tying run. The best bunt of Jonathan Sanchez's career. A 2-run drag bunt. It's 3-3.
Well, we're going to make it the turning point of the game, brought to you by Samsung. Turn on tomorrow. And you cannot have a better plan than this one. You got a 42-year-old, soon to be a 43-year-old pitcher out there on the mound who doesn't cover the bunt as quite as well as he used to do it. And look at Aubrey Huff and the rest of the Giants bouncing around in the dugout, excited over the effort from Jonathan Sanchez. Well, that was fun.
And there's a called strike to Andres Torres. So I'm guessing a single and an RBI for Sanchez. And then the second run, Rowand scores on the error by Tim Wakefield. Andres Torres, the hitter. He's batting right-handed. It's the first time we've seen him do that all year. Batting right-handed against a right-hander. As a left-handed hitter, he hit a soft liner to Youkilis his first time. So now I said, the heck with it, I'm going to bat right-handed.
Well, he's got a plan.
He's got a chance to put the Giants ahead. 3 runs are in. Runners at first and third, 1 out. The middle infield, double play depth. He's behind, though, 0-2. The dribbler breaking for the plate. Whiteside the throw, and he is blocked off the plate by Martinez. And Whiteside comes up limping. But for me, not the right play for Whiteside. He I think, made the easiest play for Wakefield happen.
That was a contact play. He was going on contact, and he made Wakefield make a great play. I mean, this is not an easy play. Comes in and just a flip with a glove, a perfect strike. I mean, you couldn't make a better toss to Martinez, the catcher. And it all had to be perfect in order to get to Whiteside. Indeed, they did. That was a great play by Wakefield.
The flip with the glove, never making the exchange from the glove hand to the throwing hand. And then Victor Martinez did the rest, as Eli Whiteside never, I don't think, ever got to home plate.
Entertaining game, my friend. There's a lot going on out there.
The Giants have their, as they like to call it, the ground game going right now. Pablo Sandoval talking it over with the hitting instructor, Hensley Mullins. Freddie Sanchez. Bad hop, but somehow played by Pedroia. What a play that was. A bad hop ambushed him, and he handled it. Meanwhile, inside the ballpark, it is 3-3 as we start the third. The Red Sox got 3 in the first on a 3-run homer by Youkilis. And the Giants got 3 in the second. The Giants did it a little bit differently. An RBI single by Posey. And a drag bunt for Jonathan Sanchez, on which 2 runs scored. The drag bunt single coupled with a throwing error by Tim Wakefield. And Pedroia, who struck out his first time, swings and misses here, strike 1.
Yeah, it seems like every time a guy makes a spectacular play, he comes in and leads off the next inning. Such was the case with Pedroia. That play he made to end the inning was remarkable. Ball almost took his face off.
It's one of the worst hops I've ever seen on this infield.
Yeah, you don't normally see bad hops on this infield. Greg Elliott's infield is a good one.
2-1 to Pedroia with Youkilis on deck. And the splitter is low. 3-1. Youkilis, who has been destroying left-handed pitching. But Pedroia just the opposite. He came into the game hitting only .232 against lefties. Ooh, oh. 3-2. And that one hurt. He's already got the partial shin guard on that left shin. And he's having a hard time shaking this one off.
That is the worst feeling because it's a total surprise. When you're concentrating on your bat, putting a swing, the last thing on your mind is that you're going to foul something off your foot. And when it happens, It's just like dropping a hammer on your toe when you get up to go get a glass of milk in the middle of the night.
Well, don't put hammers by the refrigerator.
Well,
although I know exactly. I know what you're talking about.
It fell out of my tool belt as I never leave my bed without my tool belt. Let's take a look at it. Where it got him. It looked like on the arch. It never seems to ever hit the pad. You ever notice that? Yep. Right there on the side of the foot in the arch. I don't know how a guy puts together like that once he does that to himself. I really don't.
Justin Pedroia, who grew up outside of Sacramento, Giants fan, went to Arizona State, never missed a game at ASU. And he almost never misses a Red Sox game either. 3-2. And he walks.
We talked about that play that ended things for the Giants in the bottom of the second. We're making our Lexus Pursuing Perfection play, brought to you by your Bay Area Lexus dealers. And look at this thing come up and almost hits him right in the teeth. He wrestles it down and manages to make the play. But that's just all your hands thinking for themselves. You can't react like that. Think about it, do it. That's going to be it. They're taking him out.
He's still limping, being helped off the field by one of the Red Sox trainers. Well, the Red Sox have had so many injury problems already this year.
He does not want to leave this game. He's got a large pass list here from a lot of friends and family that came down from Woodland.
Well, he's one of 3 players ever to have won the Rookie of the Year one year and the MVP the next year, joining a couple of pretty good ones. Cal Ripken, Hall of Famer, and Ryan Howard.
Terry Francona, the skipper of the Red Sox, big time concern. You can't lose your heart and soul.
And he's got a short bench as it is. They brought up a pitcher after the long game where the bullpen got really depleted last night. And Fabio Castro up for the minor leagues. They sent out an outfielder, Josh Reddick. And J.D. Drew, who's on the active list, is still hampered a little bit by a hamstring injury. So Mike Cameron's going to go in. And Bill Hall, of course, who is playing right field, used to be an infielder with the Milwaukee Brewers. So I'm guessing Hall will move into second base, and Cameron will take over in center field as Kevin Youkilis takes ball 1.
Now that's the beauty of a guy like Bill Hall. When you are shorthanded, he can do anything. And that includes catching. Easy take there. First inning in a 3-2 count in a long at bat. An at bat of over 10 pitches. The payoff pitch was a challenge fastball, and Kevin Youkilis promptly lost it for his 15th home run of the year and his 48th, 49th, and 50th RBIs.
Giants are going to get some action going in their bullpen. There's Joe Martinez. And that's a high strike called. And it's 2-1 now to Youkilis. Right now, Martinez is listed as the Giants starter for tomorrow, but Bruce Bochy, before the game, said that Martinez was available if they needed somebody for long relief. And if they had to use him tonight, then they'll go to plan B for tomorrow's starter. And he did not say who that would be. 2-1 the count. That splitter, the changeup, top foul.
That's a good pitch right there. It's fastly becoming one of his weapons that he can use on a regular basis and throw it in any count. And when he gets command of it, as he seems to have been able to do the last couple weeks, that's going to be a very important pitch for him because he won't be so predictable and get it in counts. 3-1, 3-2.
Shallow right. Freddie Sanchez out. And Andres Torres battling with the wind. Back to first, Cameron, one away. And you can see that wind is coming in with some gusto now, straight out toward left field. And a big container ship just emerged from behind the scoreboard out there. American President's lines.
See, now you would know what APL meant. I thought it was the American Football League.
American President's Line used to be a very big presence as a passenger ship company here in the Bay Area, taking people to Hawaii and the Far East.
That thing keeps getting bigger.
That's the way it looks from here. It looks gigantic. Looks like it's as big as the entire outfield bleacher area. That's inside to Victor Martinez, dangerous hitter. It looks like, well, they're trying to catch a look, see what's going on. APL Thailand. Very few American flag ships afloat these days. Sandoval, Sanchez one to first, two, a double play. Posey handling the low throw. 3-3. Huff, Uribe, Sandoval coming up.
Future focus, our minor league report, Madison Bumgarner, the last 10 starts in Fresno, he is 6-0. Bumgarner reportedly has been scratched from his start tonight for Fresno, which means he could be here in the Bay Area and could be pitching tomorrow. We're also keeping our eye, of course, on John Bowker and Thomas Neal at AA Richmond. Gentlemen, back up to you.
All right, thanks, Raj. Interesting news there. And Aubrey Huff with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike as he leads off here in the third against Tim Wakefield. The Giants fell behind 3-0 on the Youkilis first inning homer, but scored 3 of their own in the second. And again, laying off that low knuckler. 2-1 the count. Only one infielder to the left of the infield. That's the third baseman, Beltre. Mike Cameron is in center field now. And this is the shortstop, Scutaro. Just got him by a step. And there is one away. So Cameron, who ran for Pedroia, is in center field. Darnell McDonald moves from center field to right field. And from right field to second base goes Bill Hall, just as we expected. Bill Hall, who was an infielder for the Milwaukee Brewers for several years. Juan Uribe called out on strikes his first time. He blasts one down the left field line. And early on, Giants. Juan Uribe launches one to put the Giants ahead 4-3.
And we're going to make it the hit of the game, brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Visit CacheCreek.com for upcoming events. And you got to believe he was sitting on that breaking ball he took for strike 3 his last at bat. And he wasn't going to get to a 2-strike. And he measures out a knuckleball and whacks it. Home run number 12.
And that was kind of a line drive home run. Now here's Pablo Sandoval. He started the 3-run second inning rally with a single to left. The Red Sox played a 13-11 game in Denver last night. And now here we are in the third, and they're trailing 4-3 to the Giants as Pablo grounds out to Bill Hall.
Well, Terry Francona needs Wakefield to eat up some innings. I mean, he's got a bullpen that has kind of got chewed up in the Rocky series. And you really could say the same thing for Bruce Bochy. I mean, both managers would like to see their starters go deep. I don't think it's going to happen with Jonathan Sanchez because of the pitch count has run up so quickly in this game.
Ball one to Posey. Posey got an RBI single his first time. Hit it right through the legs of Pablo Sandoval, who was the runner at second base at that time. The Giants' 3-run rally in the second, a single by Pablo. He got wild pitch to second. Then there was a base hit right through Pablo's legs.
Smile, John.
Cheese. Tough hop. Beltre really can't recover. Looked like he had one of those old rubber Super Balls that time.
I used to like the Super Bowl. This is kind of a Super Bowl hop. Top spin, one hopper. And even a great pair of hands like Beltre cannot stay with it. And it's going to be ruled a base hit.
He really wanted to play that ball on the hop. And it just wouldn't come up for him. It started moving back toward home plate. So Posey is 2 for 2. And here is Aaron Rowand, who walked his first time. 4-3. The Giants are ahead here in the third. In there for a strike to Rowand. As we mentioned, Rowand 11 for 17 lifetime. A .647 average, and with 3 walks. So he's been on base 70% of the time that he's been up there against Tim Wakefield. Check swing. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was right there. That was a good teaser, especially an 0-1 count. Rowand's looking for something that starts up high.
Double play ball, or they don't need a double play, beg your pardon. 2 outs already, and they get the 1. I got a little double play shell shock going apparently.
It happens.
Uribe with the home run has put the Giants ahead as we head to the 4th inning.
greatest of all time. We're talking about Monte Irvin. They are retiring his jersey tomorrow before the game. Number 20, Monte Irvin, a star in the Negro Leagues in the 1930s and 40s, drafted by the New York Giants in 1949. He is now 91 years old. Obviously outstanding on the field, but also served as a mentor to Willie Mays, and Willie Mays will be here tomorrow night as well. Gentlemen?
Well, we're looking forward to that. Monte Irvin, who, well, could have been the first African-American player to play Major League Baseball and break that color line. African-American players were not allowed to play in Major League Baseball until the Dodgers signed Jackie Robinson. And Monte Irvin might have been, a lot of people thought he would be the first one to make that jump, but he had gone away for World War II and said when Jackie Robinson was signed by the Dodgers, he just wasn't in shape yet to play ball. And that one is just out of the reach of Buster Posey off the bat of Adrian Beltre. 0-2 the count. Monte Irvin did have a career batting average of .293. He was already 28 years old before he got to the big leagues. He came to the Giants in 1949. In the World Series in 1951, he hit .458 against the Yankees. And that year, he helped the Giants get to the World Series. He hit .312 with 24 homers. And he led the league, driving in 121 runs, 121 RBIs. And he was a mentor to Willie Mays. Mays came up in that 51 season, and they were roomies.
One of the nicest guys I've ever met. A true gentleman.
And he strikes out Beltre with the high fastball. It was a special luncheon held in honor of Monte Irvin today here in San Francisco. Monte lives in the Houston area. Juan Marichal was there. In fact, all of the Giants living Hall of Fame players were there. And Hall of Fame broadcaster Lon Simmons. There's Orlando Cepeda.
Oh, yeah?
Willie McCovey. Bill Newcomb, the Giants managing general partner. And I give the Giants a lot of credit because he was not a San Francisco Giant, but it's definitely a major part of the history of the Giants franchise. The Giants, who began play 18 years before the Red Sox were born. And as long as the Red Sox have been around, the Giants have been around longer. The Giants Hall of Famers: McCovey, Gaylord Perry, Orlando Cepeda, Juan Marichal, Willie Mays. And the Giants have had a lot of great players, more members of the Baseball Hall of Fame Giants than any other team. Mel Ott, the original 500 home run man, and before they even had numbers, John McGraw, the great manager, Christy Mathewson, and two Hall of Fame broadcasters, Lon Simmons and Russ Hodges, who taught a lot of us here in the Bay Area the game of baseball and the excitement of baseball, and all about the Giants and the history of the Giants. The Giants in their 128th season, and Monte Irvin will have his number retired tomorrow. So get here early. There'll be ceremonies about 3:30 in the afternoon, and all of the Giants Hall of Famers will be down on the field as part of the festivities before the game.
Yeah, they're asking Giants fans to get here at 3:15. Get here early and plenty of time to honor Monte Irvin. And it will be a very, very nice ceremony.
Strike three. Bill Hall strikes out for the second time. Monte Irvin, who was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1973, and this was a home run he hit.
Looks funny when they didn't have helmets on. But that's the way they used to play it. A good trot.
Played for the Giants at the old Polo Grounds. Irvin had 10 years in the Negro Leagues with a batting average of, and there were no precise statistics kept that are still in existence. You really have to dig to find those statistics. And his lifetime average in the Negro Leagues is right around 350. One year he played in the Mexican League in the offseason and hit .397 and was named the MVP of that league.
Good money down there.
1-1 the count. And Sanchez very high on the way to Darnell McDonald, who was safe on a Uribe error his first time. The Giants ahead 4-3 in the 4th inning. So get here early tomorrow. And the ceremonies will begin at 3:30. And to pay tribute to a great Giant and a pioneer in Major League Baseball, Monte Irvin. McDonald off the end of the bat, and that one is handled by Aubrey Huff. Monte Irvin honored today at a luncheon. We'll be seeing him tomorrow.
Find the seat you want or sell tickets to the games you can't make on StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the San Francisco Giants. Saturday's Red Sox game is sold out. If you want to go to that game or other future popular games, all you got to do is check out StubHub.com and choose your seats today.
Eli Whiteside, following the advice of his teammate Aaron Rowand, who is the Tim Wakefield specialist, who's had so much success against Wakefield. And he, as you pointed out, in his first trip to the plate, he took that high knuckler the first time. This time, he thought about taking it, and then last moment he said, no, I'm supposed to swing at that.
That's the one. It's the funkiest at bat. I mean, the first time you get in there and you hit off a guy like this, it's almost comical. You absolutely understand why a guy can pitch for 22 years in professional baseball. But there's a lot of things that go on in being a polished knuckleballer to be able to get to the big leagues. I mean, you have to be able to control the running game. You got to have pitches you get over when you can't get the knuckleball over. Because you talk about something that's temperamental. Wakefield doesn't know what that pitch is going to do. He's got one that's got a soft break to it. That one he'll throw for a strike. That one will get hit. The one that he wants to throw, like the last one, I mean, he doesn't really know where it's going to go.
Strike three called. Wow.
Yeah, this one breaks a little bit high. But the only guy that you have to impress is Jim Reynolds, and he liked it. I mean, that ball was almost over his head.
Almost broke like a curveball, which he used to strike out Uribe back in the second inning. And there's strike one to Jonathan Sanchez. Jonathan Sanchez, who dropped down the most monumental bunt of the season. With the bases loaded in the second inning. That one just disappeared. 0-2 the count. 2 runs scored on his drag bunt. He got credit for a single, and 1 run batted in, and Wakefield threw the ball away, allowing another to score. And this time it's a base hit to center for Sanchez. He had 2 hits all year, and he's 2 for 2 tonight.
You know, when he gets another hit against Wakefield tonight, he may have a chance to be a pinch hitter for somebody in the American League East. I mean, there's the high one that Aaron Rowand talks about. And he goes right back up the middle.
Here's Andres Torres. Well, Sanchez saying, what's everybody talking about? He's so hard to hit. I don't know. I don't get it.
Look at Torres back to the left side.
He batted right-handed in the second inning. And it's 0-1. First place Padres won their game tonight in Florida, 3-0 over the Marlins. That's the one National League game. Now Hall to second one. Scutaro will not throw to first. The speedy Torres running. 2 down. And Freddie Sanchez will come up. Jonathan Sanchez forced out. Now this is a base stealing spot. And you always think about stealing bases. Number one, with the knuckleballer Wakefield out there. Pitches come in so slowly. They're hard to handle anyway for the catcher. But also Victor Martinez has had his problems over the years throwing out would-be base stealers no matter who he's catching.
It should be automatic. Now his throw out of the stretch to home, his unload time is not bad. He averages between 1.3 and 1.4. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, you like it got to be around 1.25, but if you consider the speed of the pitch, I mean, it's not that bad.
In at the knees for a strike to Freddie Sanchez
with a fastball.
Wakefield now at 60 pitches thrown. The Giants are ahead 4-3. And it's 0-2. No hitter tonight. Edwin Jackson, the former Tampa Bay Ray, no hit his old team in St. Petersburg, Florida. Arizona won that game 1-0 on an Adam LaRoche home run. And it wasn't an easy no hitter either. He walked 8, hit a batter, and there was an error committed behind him. And while the Giants take on the Red Sox here, the Dodgers take on the Yankees in LA. It's 1-1 there, last of the 4th.
Now, the Yankees have been 2 times to LA, and LA has not yet been to play the Yankees in New York.
Apparently so.
Isn't that kind of strange?
I don't get the way they've been working this interleague play. Cameron into deep center, and the inning is over. On to the 5th inning. 4-3 Giants. Inning number 5. The Giants lead the Red Sox 4-3. As Tim Wakefield leads off, he dropped down a sacrifice bunt his first time. And Sanchez throws him a strike. That was pitch number 84 thrown by Jonathan Sanchez as he starts the 5th inning. Fastball, strike 2. Leadoff man Marco Scutaro is on deck, and then Danny Nava due up 3rd in the inning. On a foggy, windy night here in San Francisco. He puts him away.
Well, he's really done a nice job of calming down. I mean, it was the one concern that Benjamin Lina had about him. And, he had a nice conversation with him. I'm sure Dave Righetti, the same conversation. Bruce Bochy, keep your calm, maintain your composure through adversity. And he really has made it work tonight. I mean, since the home run by Kevin Youkilis in the 1st inning, he hasn't given up a hit.
Leadoff man Scutaro has singled and walked, and just off the outside.
If you look at Reynolds' strike zone, you're getting strike zones at the belt, you're getting strike zones at the knee. You're not getting many corner strikes, but you're getting high and low across the plate. It's basically the defined strike zone according to the rule book. You don't see many guys give both the knees and the belts, but most guys give a little width on the corners.
Well, there's that high strike you're talking about.
Well, the one thing I like about Reynolds is he is consistent. I mean, even if it can frustrate you, you don't get pitches on the outside corner that you normally get.
Back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Giants just left Houston, losing the last 2 games to the Astros, who tonight are playing in Texas against a team that has won 11 straight games. At first place Rangers. And the Astros are ahead 7-4 in the 9th inning at the ballpark in Arlington. Freddie Sanchez calling for it. And look out, the wind is playing tricks with it, but he's got it. That was not easy.
The pop-up dance.
Scutaro retired. 2 down. Let's go down to NBC Bay Area Sports Director Raj Mathai.
Thank you, John. Here comes Daniel Nava, the rookie from right here in the Bay Area. Grew up in San Carlos and Los Altos. Spent some time with he and his dad before tonight's game. They said they have close to 100 friends and family here for the game tonight. I don't think he bought all their tickets. I think it was maybe a BYOT, bring your own ticket, but it includes his parents, his grandparents, his Santa Clara head coach at college, and his high school coach from St. Francis. Guys, back up to you.
Big night for Danny Nava, who walked his first time and scored a run. And he hits a little bloop right to Freddie Sanchez. And he is now 0 for 2 plus that walk. 4-3 Giants. Aubrey Huff coming up. Philly with a road team to the Blue Jays. Roy Halladay facing his old club for the first time. And what do you know? He shut him out. Halladay, a 7-hitter. He's 9-6. Victorino hit a home run. Aubrey Huff against Tim Wakefield. He tries to push a bunt on that third base side where nobody was. Beltre, the third baseman, almost over to shortstop, but he fouled it, and it's strike 2. Some of the other games, Baltimore in the capital area beat the Nationals coming from behind in the late innings. The no-hitter for Edwin Jackson. The D-backs beat the Tampa Bay Rays. And that's a foul out of play. Some of the other games, the Astros leading the Rangers. The ballpark in Arlington. The Rangers have won 11 in a row. The All-Missouri, the Royals beat the St. Louis Cardinals. Wakefield, and he got him by a step. There's one away. Huff is 0 for 3. In the National League parks, the Reds over Cleveland in the All-Ohio. The Mets beat Minnesota. The Twins are really struggling. The Padres, in the only National League game, shut out the Florida Marlins in Florida. Atlanta over the Detroit Tigers. The Brewers are starting to play well now, which I mentioned since the Jacks are going to be there a week from Monday. And they beat the Mariners. And the Yankees and Dodgers 1-1 in the 5th inning in L.A. And Uribe, who homered his last time, fouls one out of play.
And he just missed one right there. Third inning, Juan Uribe stepped up, got a knuckleball, middle in, thigh high, and proceeded to spank one out of here. His 12th of the year.
Cameron out toward the 4:04 marker. The wrong place to hit it in this yard. Where the left field wall meets the center field wall. That is very deep. That's a ball that's off the wall at Fenway. To that part of Fenway, it's 379. Or the big wall in left field, the 379 marker is right at the end of that big wall and where it meets the center field wall. But if you can crush one, but it's going to hit that wall. Nobody ever hits it over the 379 marker and over the 37-foot high wall at Fenway. 0-1 the count to Pablo Sandoval, who has singled. That started the 3-run second inning rally, and then he grounded out to second in the third. He's 1 for 2. Hit that one off his leg. 0-2, and that hurts. He's got the shin guard there, the partial shin guard on his right leg. Red Sox fans all around AT&T Park tonight. Wherever the Red Sox go, there's always a huge contingent of Sox fans. Off the foot of Wakefield. And Pablo's got a hit. His second of the game.
And that's the second time that Wakefield's legs have been picked on. This one looked like it may have been a shin burger. Yep. He's going to have a few bruises tomorrow when he wakes up. Buster Posey got one off his knee earlier. Hit it right between his legs. You don't mind getting a bruise if you can get it out of it, but if you're giving up base hits, they tend to bother you a little bit. At least they used to tick me off.
Buster Posey now with 2 down and a runner at first here in the 5th inning. 4-3, the Giants are leading. Posey has had an RBI single to center that went right through the legs of Pablo Sandoval, who was a runner at second at the time. And then he got an infield hit in the third. He's 2 for 2. The Colorado Rockies are playing tonight in Anaheim against the Angels and leading 2-1 in the last of the 6th inning back of Jeff Francis. And across the bay, the Athletics lead Pittsburgh 5-4 at the end of 5. We got 2 games going on in the Bay Area tonight. Oh man, he called that one a strike. Now that's a low strike. Not a sinking action at the last, but not hittable.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to swing at. Just be happy it wasn't a called strike 3.
A ball and a strike now to Posey. And the fog pouring into AT&T Park now.
You don't see much fog over this side of the city. It's kind of rare when you see it.
And that floats over the inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tomorrow, Clay Buchholz has been one of the hottest pitchers in the American League. Young Boston right-hander. He's 10-4. Joe Martinez listed for the Giants, but he did go down and warm up in the bullpen earlier in this game. That's another base hit for Posey. His 3rd hit. Sandoval to second. And now Aaron Rowand will come up with a chance to do some damage.
Let's take a look at a 2-strike approach for Buster Posey. 3rd hit of the night. Just wait. I think that's one of the hardest things about a knuckleball. They're so far below the normal hitting speed. It's hard to wait. Nice at bat.
As we used to seeing fastballs 90 miles an hour and above, where you have maybe a quarter of a second, literally 1/4 of a second, to read the pitch and decide if you're going to get a swing off or not. And there's ball 1 to Aaron Rowand. A lot of guys don't like to face knuckleballers at all. It throws them off. Rowand is not one of those guys. He is worn out. Tim Wakefield. And not this time for Rowand. There is Victor Martinez. 2 hits, 2 left for the Giants. On to the 6th inning. Cameron Youkilis and Victor Martinez coming up.
I want to get that.
So when you got a weekend series like this, we just stay out there.
Not a problem.
Cameron up for the first time. He replaced Pedroia, who hit a foul ball off his foot. And then after he got a walk in the 3rd, they took him out. He was limping noticeably.
I mean, that's a good looking boat.
I like it. Fastball for a strike. Pitch number 94 for Jonathan Sanchez. Sanchez had a pretty quick 5th inning, 9 pitches. Into the 6th now. He threw 37 pitches in the 1st inning. This is going to be a tough play for Pablo. Can't pick it up. And it might not have made any difference anyway.
I don't think it would have. Cameron just runs too well. Well, Giants baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, official beer of the Thirst Inning. Let's check out the crowd through the Thirst Inning fan cam and see who's enjoying the game. Budweiser, it's what we do. Oh, yeah, good Giants fans. And every once in a while, we'll mix in a celebrity just to stay in shape. And there's the Montana family. Joe and Jennifer on the kiss cam.
Oh, yeah.
Budweiser, it's what we do.
Giants have action going in their bullpen here in the 6th. And Sanchez closing in on 100 pitches. Kevin Youkilis, the man who has accounted for all of the Red Sox runs with a 3-run first inning homer.
There's the Montanez. Pretty good credentials there. 3-time Super Bowl MVP, 8 Pro Bowl selections, 4 Super Bowl titles.
Well, who won the MVP in the 4th one? If he didn't. And the slider in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Youkilis, who hit the home run, a long home run to left field in the 1st and flied out to shallow right center in the 3rd. Sergio Romo, the right-hander, up in the Giants bullpen. And there's that splitter, the changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. By the way, it was an odd night in Philadelphia. The Phillies played at home, as you see that pitch again. Beautiful. But they played the Blue Jays, and it was supposed to have been played in Toronto. Very high and inside. 2-2 the count. So they made it a Blue Jays home game, and they made some kind of a deal in terms of how the proceeds would be split up. And more than 43,000 people showed up for a game for which nobody had a season ticket. Pretty good crowd.
And they all came from Toronto.
They didn't let any Philadelphia people in the park. Sorry, it's not your game. Go home.
Well, they're having the summit meetings up in Toronto.
The G20. And that splitter is up and away. It's full countdown. By the way, it was a shutout for the Phillies, but Roy Halladay, the former Blue Jay, didn't finish the shutout. He went 7 shutout innings, and the bullpen finished it up for him.
That was pitch 100 for Jonathan Sanchez.
This could be 2. Pablo the second one. Sanchez over the first. Not in time. And a very hard slide in at second by Mike Cameron in on Freddie Sanchez.
That's the one thing about a guy with speed. You know, as a second baseman or a shortstop, he's going to be breathing down your neck. But I'll tell you one thing. You look at Youkilis, and you don't think he's a guy that can run very well. He moves good for a big man. I thought this was automatic if Freddie Sanchez could just get rid of it. And he did have a nice pick, got rid of it well, still to no avail. Youkilis just runs too well.
Freddie Sanchez, who tries to use the bag, or did there, to protect himself from the runner coming in, but Cameron with a late slide came right across the bag. That one right by Whiteside to the backstop. And over to second base goes Youkilis. Victor Martinez, the hitter. He is 0 for 2. Hit a double play ball his last time, but there will not be a chance to do that this time.
I thought that thing at first hit Victor Martinez.
It'll be scored as a wild pitch, although that one just had a lot of running action on it, and Eli Whiteside ended up just missing the ball. Now he's going to go out and talk to Jonathan Sanchez, who just threw his 102nd pitch of the game.
Well, let's take a look at our scenic shot of the game, brought to you by Fry's. Your best buys are always at Fry's, guaranteed. Beautiful view from west of the Golden Gate Bridge, looking into the city.
So, Fort Cronkite area. Foul ball, 1 ball, 1 strike to Victor Martinez, who was acquired in a trade with the Cleveland Indians in midseason last year. There was a lot of talk at that time that the Giants had scouts up in Cleveland taking a look at him, but he ended up going to the Sox. He's been one of the best hitting catchers in the American League for several years. In there, strike 2 called.
You know, this split finger fastball has become a really good weapon for him. Not one time tonight has he quit on throwing it. And once in a while you'd see him just kind of quit right there at the end, but that's nice follow through right through the target. And guys are just locking up on it. They're not getting good swings, and you know you have a good pitch when it's not getting hit hard.
Possible tying run in scoring position. Youkilis at second with 1 out. And out of play, chasing the high fastball. 1-2.
High fastball, I mean, it's such an effective pitch when you follow it up with a couple of splits, which he did there. You see the 37 pitch first inning, and after that, he's been very economical with his pitches. However, it's hard to get past the 37 pitch first inning.
Sergio Romo ready in the bullpen if needed.
This will be his last inning.
The right-handed hitting Adrian Beltre on deck. 1 ball and 2 strikes of heavy wind blowing out toward left. In the dirt. 2-2. Yankees lead the Dodgers 2-1. Alex Rodriguez has hit a home run against the Dodgers and against his old manager, Joe Torre. And apparently there's not a whole lot of love lost between Torre and Alex Rodriguez. Torre apparently had a couple of shots at A-Rod in his book. A-Rod refused to talk about Torre when asked yesterday by the New York writers. And the curveball is low.
Well, I think if the guy dogged me in his book, I don't think I'd go out of my way to go say hi. I mean, that's just me talking. I mean, you wrote a book, but you didn't dog anybody.
Yeah, well, just you.
But you see, I make an exception.
I knew you would never have read it, so I thought, well, I'm okay on that. He won't even know about it. 3-2 to count.
Pretty cover, though.
Good reading if you like pictures. Well, it's a walk to Victor Martinez. 2 men on now with Adrian Beltre coming up, a right-handed hitter, and here comes Bruce Bochy. Got the right-hander. Romo ready in the bullpen, and he signals to the pen for Romo. 2 men on with 1 man out. Jonathan Sanchez will depart with a 4-3 lead, and it's up to the bullpen now. The Giants ahead by 1.
Saturday's game. And you will also receive a Pablo Sandoval pin when you do this. $10 will buy a kid a glove. It's not a bad glove either. Limited seats are still available for the Giants-Red Sox series. Go to sfgiants.com.
Sergio Romo against the dangerous Adrian Beltre. The slider. Oh, man. Beltre was jumping all over the place as if he were fearing for his life. And maybe the umpire, Reynolds, bought that. That one snapped back to the plate, but called the ball. Beltre hitting .395 with runners in scoring position this year. That one buckled his knees. Strike one.
He is not picking up that breaking ball. I mean, it's a scary thing to throw a breaking ball that's flat like that on the inside corner, because if it hangs out over the plate, it's a ball that's going to get hit. But boy, it's not a bad idea to a guy who's just buckled twice on you.
Beltre leads the Red Sox with 51 RBIs overall. Off the end of the bat on that slider, Aaron Rowand, and the runners will go back. So Beltre, a huge presence in that Red Sox order this year, is retired. A very big out, but here comes Bill Hall. Beltre got off to a very poor start. I was there for their opening night game against the Yankees the night before the Giants opened the year in Houston. And I asked Beltre if he was excited about playing at Fenway. It's always been such a great hitter's park after playing so many years in Seattle, which is a great pitcher's park. And he says, I've never hit well here.
He's figured it out. I mean, he's leading the club at RBIs. He's really having a nice season for the Red Sox.
And he got off to a slow start. He made a lot of errors early on, but he has come around very nicely and having a big year. Bill Hall has struck out twice. That slider. He got the low strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. You look down the air column of the Red Sox, 13 errors for Beltre. That's one glove I would never worry about.
But one thing about, and Scutaro made 10 errors all of last year. He's got 10 already at shortstop. But that infield at Fenway is notorious for having a lot of bad hops. A little bit different than playing on the artificial turf there in Toronto. And the well-manicured infield up in Seattle. Although players say that Fenway is much better than it used to be, but still not a favorite of most major league infielders who have to play there. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bill Hall, who struck out swinging in the second, struck out looking in the fourth. Down in a deep crouch. He once hit 35 home runs in a season for the Brewers. That slider snaps off the outside, and Hall did well to lay off. Hall moving into second base when Dustin Pedroia was removed from the game after hitting a foul ball off his foot in the 3rd inning. 4 years ago with the Brewers, Hall had 35 home runs. He has not come close to that since. Hitting .231 right now. Off the inside. 3-1. So now Romo's put himself into a deep hole here. What do? You got to throw a fastball, or you try another breaking ball?
Well, you got to throw something over the plate. Well, with Romo, I mean, it's not anything you normally worry about. I mean, he usually has pinpoint command with the breaking ball as well as the fastball.
He's generally ahead on the count. Good sinking fastball, foul tip. Hall just barely got a piece of it.
3-1. Little sinkage.
Wow. Dan Runsler, big left-hander, runs down to the Giants bullpen to start warming up. Darnell McDonald, a right-handed hitter, is on deck. Red Sox have 3 left-handed hitters on their bench. McDonald on deck, and then the pitcher, Wakefield, due up after him. Youkilis at second, Martinez at first. 2 down, 3-2 the count. There go the runners. And he walked him. A lot of movement on that fastball, but off the inside, and the bases are loaded. It's the 5th walk allowed by Giants pitching in this game. 4 of them by Jonathan Sanchez. Youkilis now at third, Martinez at second, and Hall takes up at first. 4-3 Giants. Red Sox have only 3 hits in this game. Jonathan Sanchez gave up 2 hits in the first and none after that until an infield single by Cameron here in the 6th. Slider for a strike. The first pitch strike to Darnell McDonald. McDonald has been a very important player for the Red Sox this year with all the injuries to outfielders. McDonald has had a lot of playing time. McDonald hitting .269 for the year. That's a called strike 2. Whiteside came up ready to throw.
You got to be careful you don't come up too quick. You might take a pitch away from your pitcher. He thought he had a little bit of a room. An opening at first base. Wisely held onto it.
On to the count to McDonald. Bases loaded, 2 down. He struck it out with a slider. 4-3 Giants.
Giants dugout just a couple innings ago. We showed you Joe Montana, the Hall of Fame quarterback. He is in the house, which leads us to another quarterback, Pat Burrell, who said when he returned to the Bay Area, one of his fondest memories growing up was going to Bill Walsh's, the late Bill Walsh's Stanford quarterbacks camp on the Stanford campus, and his roommate during those Stanford camps was Tom Brady, who was the quarterback, of course, at San Mateo Serra High School. Burrell said Brady was a pretty good catcher back in his day. They were roommates then, and now they still remain pretty good friends. Guys, back up to you.
So, big league catcher, NFL quarterback.
That's a good pool of talent, wouldn't you say?
But which would you rather be? Would you rather be a catcher in the major leagues or a quarterback in the NFL?
Well, you're going to get more iron as a quarterback in the NFL, but you're also going to get more artificial limbs and replacement pieces by the time you're 50. So,
although you don't get foul balls off your body.
Some guy's not trying to beat you into the ground.
That's all for Whiteside. Wakefield strikes him out looking for the second straight time. Wakefield has 3 strikeouts overall.
I think both jobs would be pretty cool.
Now, you were a catcher.
I was.
But you became a pitcher. Catcher, that's a tough job.
I liked it. I mean, as a catcher,
you get beat up as a catcher, and then the next day you have another game.
Yeah, but this is out of high school.
You don't get a week off.
Got drafted as a catcher by the Angels out of high school. You know, yeah. Play 3 games a week. How rough can it be? When you're catching every day at the big league level or professional baseball level, it is a brutal position.
Ishikawa, the pinch hitter, base hit to center field. Travis seems to be very good at this role. Now, maybe that's not good news for him, but everybody's looking for somebody who can excel at this job. He's now 8 for 15 as a pinch hitter.
Well, and he's got the perfect temperament to do this. I mean, he's not an excitable guy. I mean, he's very mellow. He is, the type of guy you want in a situation where it's a pressure-packed at bat. The odds are against you.
The bunt by Torres. And just in time. Nice play by Victor Martinez. And over to second base goes Ishikawa.
Well, they're going to give him a sacrifice on this. When I say this, Victor Martinez had to pull the gun out, and he did indeed make the play. That was a perfect strike, and he had to pull a little something on it.
Fans tune into the NBC Bay Area morning news team for early news, traffic, and weather updates weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. Whoa, that gave me a chill.
Yeah,
4:30 a.m.
Yeah, that's not good.
Now that is early. That's beyond early, isn't it? I guess not for a lot of people who have to work in the daytime, unlike ourselves. 1 ball and no strikes to Freddie Sanchez. Was flied out to right center, grounded out to second. Quite a play made when he hit that ground ball to second. Took a bad hop and almost took Pedroia's head off, but he played it cleanly and threw him out. He flied out deep to center his last time. Now a base hit could mean a run with Ishikawa at second.
Yeah, that play by Pedroia was amazing. If you ask Pedroia as to how he made that play, probably couldn't tell you. Pure reactionary play.
We're in the last of the 6th. The Giants ahead 4-3. Here's that play we're talking about in the second.
I mean, you just don't see many bad hops on this infield, and that thing was not only a bad hop, but it was up around the head.
3-0. And the fastball for a strike. It's a fastball for Wakefield, even though it was only 73 miles an hour.
Hey, when it's following a 62-mile-an-hour knuckleball, it looks like a flame.
Santiago Casilla warming up in the Giants bullpen. There is Aubrey Huff. He would be next. 2 down. And that is ball 4. And Huff will come up with 2 men on. Wakefield, 88 pitches for the game. Aubrey Huff has not had a hit against him. He has grounded to first, grounded to second, and hit one back to Wakefield. And John Farrell, the Red Sox pitching coach, will go to the mound now to chat with Wakefield. Red Sox have been extremely hot, even though they started the year 4-9. And they were way behind everybody. The Tampa Bay Rays got off to a sizzling start. And the Red Sox were not behind just the Rays and the Yankees early this season. They were behind everybody but Baltimore in their division. They were 4th place. Ramon Ramirez runs down to the Boston bullpen now, a right-hander. But then they got hot, even though they started losing outfielders to injury. And the Red Sox nonetheless got it going. And that was one of the big reasons Big Papi, David Ortiz, had a miserable April and an awesome May. Big Papi-like again. Into the defense in right field. There is Bill Hall. And just like that, the inning is over. Still a 1-run Giants lead. We go to the 7th inning. Dodgers come to town for the first time this year. A renewal of the hostilities between the two ancient rivals. Monday night and Tuesday night and Wednesday afternoon. And in the Monday night game, it will likely be Barry Zito, Matt Cain on Tuesday, and probably Jonathan Sanchez Wednesday afternoon. Tickets available at sfgiants.com. Giants Dodgers Monday, Tuesday nights, Wednesday afternoon, right here at AT&T Park. Tim Lincecum will pitch the final game of this series. Quite a matchup here on Sunday. Lincecum and Lester, two of the outstanding young pitchers in the game. Here is Santiago Casilla.
Well, this ought to be fun to see the reaction on the face of Wakefield when he sees the stuff from Casilla.
So interesting, down 4-3. The Red Sox, whose bullpen got chewed up the last couple of days at Coors Field in Denver. And Wakefield batting for himself here. And their bench is a little bit short tonight.
Probably at least a strike, take a strike mode. So right now Casilla's got to find the strike zone. Wakefield ain't going to swing. And I guess Whiteside's going to come out and tell him and say, yo, this guy's not going to swing. It's almost like there's nobody here. It's just you, me, and the pen. Just pick my glove up and hit it.
Casilla, who was in the American League with the Oakland Athletics, but he has had his best success so far here with the Giants in the National League.
I like that little meeting at the mound.
Ball 3.
You ever see the NBA when a guy shoots a free throw and he misses and all of his teammates come up and touch him? That's kind of what the Giants infield did in that prior to that last pitch.
To the deep exhale. That is a strike.
Well, that'll settle him down a little bit. I make a big thing about the first strike coming out of the bullpen, but it is a big thing. Until you throw that first strike, it's a little weird. What you do, not a problem. Most of the time.
Three and two. Wakefield has laid down a sacrifice bunt, and he has struck out.
He might just take another one.
And he walks. Wow. So not a good beginning here in the 7th for Casilla.
And when you're going to be a late inning relief pitcher, I mean, the one thing you absolutely positively have to be able to do, and that is throw strikes. That'll move you down the ladder of the bullpen in a hurry.
Marco Scutaro coming up now. These are old teammates. In fact, Scutaro came out for batting practice, and the Giants were heading off the field after their batting practice, and Scutaro and Casilla reminisced about old times across the bay in Oakland. Too high.
You know, and when you walk a pitcher like Wakefield, all of a sudden, you know, you're not going to get the corners. Well, we've seen that pitch called a strike earlier tonight. Gone.
Scutaro has singled. That started Boston's 3-run first inning rally. He has walked and popped up to second.
Casilla does not look comfortable.
There's a strike at the knees. No show of a bunt there by Scutaro.
You know, this is where you have to mix other pitches in. You can't just keep pounding fastballs. And if a guy's having a problem finding the strike zone with it, you've got to make him throw his slider, make him throw his curveball. Give him some other release points. Oftentimes when you can get off to another release point, it'll give you a more consistent release point with your fastball, and everything sort of falls into place.
And that one's in there. He looked much more comfortable there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
With each strike he throws, he's going to build confidence.
Posey playing behind Wakefield at first base now. Not on the bag with him. The middle infielders are pulled in a bit. Double play depth. 1-2 the count. And that breaking ball is a foul. Good sharp slider, and Scutaro was able to fight it off. Scutaro rarely swings and misses.
Well, that's a nice attribute to have if you're a hitter. I mean, that's what they pay you to do, make contact. But you can see why, because he doesn't have a lot of swing. Very compact. And he has a very quick.
That one got hit real hard. We'll see. There's one at second. Sanchez to first. Not in time. Sanchez came across the bag to take that throw from Uribe.
Nice pitch. Ball got right up the bat. And you pointed it out early on. Not hard hit. And with the speed of Scutaro, just not a likely ground ball you're going to get two with.
Well, they made it pretty close, a lot closer than you might have expected.
I'll tell you, that ball does not spend a whole lot of time in Freddie Sanchez's glove when he's making that pivot at second base. He has got some quick hands.
Well, the Hall of Fame second baseman Joe Morgan is often said to play like that. He likes to see that second baseman come toward the shortstop. As there's a wild pitch. And over to second goes Scutaro. Danny Nava, the hitter. But now no chance at that ground ball double play. And Whiteside's going to go out and talk to Casilla.
I think he feels that he may not be 100% comfortable, so he's just going to go talk about the signals, calm down a little bit. So really a catcher's nightmare. A fastball at that velocity, when it hits the plate, it skips down. You really can't get down low enough, quick enough to block it. And a frustrating 90 feet you give up, and you really don't want to, because they haven't earned it. It's a gift.
Nava, who has been the sensation, making his major league debut just 2 weeks ago. Now a base hit could tie the game. Nava is hitting a cool .500 in the big leagues with runners in scoring position so far. The slider is low. You've got a right-handed hitter up next, albeit a veteran right-handed hitter with power, Mike Cameron, not Dustin Pedroia, who is now out of the game. You can hear some Red Sox fans in the crowd now. And he lays off. It's 3-0. Nava has walked in that 3-run first inning rally and scored a run, grounded to second, and hit a soft liner to second. He has reached base with a hit or a walk in all 12 of his games with the Red Sox. Three 3-0 the count. And in the dirt and right by Whiteside. And now he makes an ill-advised throw to third base, and a great save by Sandoval, or this game might be tied right now.
Well, that's going to bring out Dave Righetti. And Sandoval really slow and getting up.
So a walk on a wild pitch.
Now, Whiteside's got to do a better job of blocking that ball. As he comes out here, he's trying to make a little something out of nothing. Sees a slight opening and makes an off-balance throw and really short hops Pablo Sandoval. And he did an excellent job of not allowing this ball to go into left field. So now the Red Sox have a first and third with less than 2 outs. And it all has been a gift.
So Casilla, this was a problem that was a recurring problem in his days with the Athletics, where he just would go through stretches where he had no idea where the ball was going. A lot of walks. The Giants have given away a lot of walks in this game. That's 7 walks all told. given to the Red Sox, who have only 3 hits. Mike Cameron pops it up. Buster Posey. Big out, but not out of the inning yet, as the Red Sox slugger Kevin Youkilis is coming up.
Well, yeah, but you can definitely see light at the end of the tunnel. Getting that out, a non-productive out with a runner at third, less than 2 outs, that was huge. I mean, he only had to do it on 1 pitch. That's like a 1-pitch strikeout.
Youkilis hit a 3-run homer in the first. He has flied to shallow right center and hit into a force play since. The home run was a tape measure shot.
That was a 3-2 challenge from Sanchez. But it really was an excellent at-bat to get that many pitches out of Sanchez, to see that many fastballs, to gauge the speed, the movement, and then take advantage of a location mistake.
And not close with that one. 1 ball and no strikes.
You really couldn't call that one a location mistake that Youkilis hit out. He had a challenge in 3-2. First inning, no score. Just a great at-bat.
And it was what, the 9th or 10th pitch?
Yeah, a lot of pitches. I thought it was at least 10.
Runners at first and third, 2 down.
It felt like 10.
It felt like 20. It was up there a long time. He fouled off some tough pitches, took some close pitches, and then finally launched it. The Red Sox have not scored since, however, that 3-run first inning homer. Now it's 2-0.
Well, one thing about Youkilis, I mean, you know that he is not going to go out of the strike zone. I mean, the guy's eye is one of the best in baseball, if not the best. Very patient. Has zero fear hitting in a 2-strike count. And Mark Gardner going to head down to the bullpen and get somebody going.
Well, Youkilis has had some success against Casilla. Hasn't faced him much, but 3 hits in 6 at-bats against him. A base hit here, just a single, would knock in the tying run with Scutaro at third. Nava, the possible go-ahead runners at first. Posey on the bag with him as Guillermo Mota heads to the bullpen. Slider in for a strike on a 2-0 count.
I think that's what you have to do. If he's not getting the fastball over, don't think he's all of a sudden going to find it. Go to another pitch, give him another release. Oftentimes it'll get him in the strike zone. Now you can go back to the fastball, and chances are he may be able to get it in the zone. But I would make a habit of hanging too many of those sliders up at the belt to this guy.
Another slider. Tap foul, 2-2.
Better location down around the knees. His best strikeout breaking ball is not the slider, it's the curveball. But this one, I think, is the easiest one for him to control. And in a situation where you had to throw a strike, not a bad pitch to call.
And the crowd gets into it now. Sellout crowd here at AT&T Park. Scutaro at third, Nava at first. And did he swing? No! On appeal, no swing, said first base umpire Bill Welke. Over to second base goes Nava on another wild pitch. And Bruce Bochy is not happy with that call.
Well, that is the curveball. And a nice block there by Whiteside, keeping that ball in front of him. And in doing so, that froze Scutaro at third base. Did he go? It's close. Could have gone either way.
Bruce Bochy has strong convictions that he did go.
I would say those are some strong convictions. I think he said, "Phooey."
For crying out loud. So now a base hit could put Boston ahead. 2 runners in scoring position. And Kevin Youkilis with a 3-ball, 2-strike count. The switch hitting Victor Martinez is on deck. Two walks, now a wild, in fact 2 wild pitches in the inning. And he walks him. 3 walks to go along with the 2 wild pitches. And how much more can you give away to the Red Sox, the highest scoring team in the American League up till now, without allowing a run? Casilla is going through the gauntlet here against the Red Sox best RBI men.
And it started off with a walk to Tim Wakefield, the Red Sox pitcher, who I don't think had any intention of swinging at any point in that at bat.
Man, talk about making a lot of trouble for yourself. 3 walks, 2 wild pitches, but no runs yet. But here is the dangerous Victor Martinez. At the knees, got the call. It's 0-1.
Giants have had 8 walks, 4 wild pitches. It's a lot of gifts of 90 feet.
Martinez is hitting only .203 for the year so far with runners in scoring position. And he has not hit nearly as well batting left-handed. In the dirt. And I don't know exactly how he did that, but he did make the save, did Eli Whiteside.
He doesn't know how he did it. I mean, that is not the proper way to put your glove, position your glove on a block. But, you know, you're also talking about, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It's not going where it's supposed to go. I mean, right now, Casilla is a nightmare to catch. An absolute nightmare because he doesn't know where it's going. Whiteside doesn't know where it's going. Eli Whiteside, you got to be on your toes. Walk any way you can.
He tries the slider and hangs it too high. Now he's behind in the count, 2-1. It's almost like his own private game out there, just battling himself. He has faced 5 hitters, walked 3 of them, thrown 2 wild pitches, advancing runners. But the 2 men that have swung the bat against him have made outs. A ground out by Scutaro and a foul out by Cameron. And now he's behind in the count to the dangerous Victor Martinez. Bases loaded, 2 down. Pop foul. Down the left field line. Sandoval sprinting after it, but into the crowd. Pablo was on the move that time.
Let's watch the Panda take out, run after it. He can motor. Tell you, if he'd have been raised in the States, there's your fullback right there.
2-2 the count. The Giants ahead 4-3, but the Red Sox with the bases loaded. Scutaro at third, Nava at second, Youkilis at first.
Casilla does not want to get to a 3-2. That will affect the pitch.
He struck him out.
Curveball, and you can't throw a better one. Wow.
Well, that was easy. Received 8 walks and 3 wild pitches.
Few gifts.
The Giants 4 runs, 10 hits. And the Giants have left 8 men on base against Tim Wakefield. And never was there a more tight spot than this one for Santiago Casilla.
And I think the best breaking ball he has to strike somebody out is that curveball. And you cannot throw a better one here. That was big, and it was hard, and it was nasty.
It was his 27th pitch of the inning, and the 12th that he threw for a strike. Now Tim Wakefield has that knuckler floating like a butterfly into the dirt for ball 1. Juan Uribe has struck out. Then he hit a home run in the 3rd inning. That put the Giants ahead. And he muscles that one into the outfield. Base hit, his 2nd hit.
Well, for comprehensive coverage of everything orange and black, check out pregame live and postgame live before and after every Giants telecast on Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports. Oh, yeah. The Panda tribe grows a little more every day. Lots of good attitude in that tribe, I might add. He's got it.
Red Sox with action in their bullpen as Pablo takes a called strike. Sandoval has had 2 hits and has scored a run. 2 for 3 after getting only 1 hit in the series in Houston. Pablo's single to left in the 2nd inning was the beginning of a 3-run rally that tied the ball game. Uribe's home run in the 3rd put the Giants ahead. Shallow left. In comes Nava. And I'm going to say now with a high degree of confidence, the former Giants fan, Nava, grabs that fly ball.
Yeah, as soon as they start paying you, you start rooting for the guy that's paying you. That's been my experience. Ramon Ramirez warming up for the Red Sox.
Here's Buster Posey. By the way, I'm also going to say this with a lot of conviction.
Yes.
Danny Nava is also rooting for the Dodgers tonight.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I think that's easy for him to do. The Dodgers are playing the Yankees. So he can, I think, that may be some deep-seated rooting.
You got a lot of intermingling of the 2 great rivalries this weekend. The Giants and their arch rivals, the Dodgers, up against the Red Sox and their arch rivals, the Yankees. The Yankees playing down in L.A. and leading 2-1 over the Dodgers in the 8th inning. And there's a Dodger fan here tonight.
That was easy.
She gone. That's a called strike to Buster Posey. 2-1 the count. Posey has hit 3 consecutive singles in this game. Giants have 11 hits all told. Three and one.
I'd have been hacking at that one. I mean, that thing started off at the belt and you just fell off the wagon. That's kind of the way that Tom Candiotti's knuckleball used to do it. It used to flutter and then it used to drop, just like it was dropping off a table.
Uribe runs. The ball is lifted to right field. And McDonald takes it. So 2 men are gone. Back to first, Uribe. First time that Posey has been retired by Wakefield. And here is Aaron Rowand. And Rowand does not have a hit against this knuckleballer that he has tormented in the past. Although this is the first time that he has faced Tim Wakefield in a regular season game in 4 years. All of that success was through the 2006 season. Of course, Rowand used to be an American leaguer with the Chicago White Sox. In for a strike at the knees. Tonight, Rowand has walked and scored a run, grounded into a force play, and fouled out to the catcher. Four to 3 Giants in the 7th inning. 2 down, Uribe at first. There he goes. That ball is hammered to third. Beltre, and the inning is over. Wow. That was a laser beam and into extreme bad luck.
It was in 2004, and Jason Schmidt had a sparkling performance, one of the best games of his career, a complete game, one hitter. He had 9 strikeouts as the Giants won that game 4-0. They also won that series. That was June 20th of 2004. And gentlemen, you guys are busting my chops about my math skills. So 2004, that was 6 years ago? Yeah?
Very good. But 1968 was 42 years ago. What did he say, 102 years ago?
Yeah, he did.
I shouldn't have taken it personally.
It's the way I remember it.
Here is Adrian Beltre against Santiago Casilla. 8th inning. Did he swing? It actually looked like Beltre was the only one asking for an appeal on that one.
You know, talking about Jason Schmidt, that's one guy I really looked forward to the games that he pitched. He was fun to watch. Good Giant.
Red Sox said that was the best game pitched against them that year. With one hitter by Schmidt. The last time the Red Sox were in town, that was the rubber match of that series.
Oh, he was nasty, nasty.
Guillermo Mota and Brian Wilson up in the Giants bullpen. Caught by Uribe. Turnabout is fair play. Beltre caught a smash hit by Rowand to end the Giants 7. Now Beltre himself hits a smash and gets nothing for it.
That was not an easy play. I mean, I know it was a line drive. They said no bad hop in a line drive, but that's not always true. If the ball knuckles, you're going to get some bad hops. That had topspin on it, and I mean, it was fuzzy. You're talking about a real sure set of hands out there with Uribe. And that did not hit the sweet spot of the glove.
Here's Bill Hall, 0 for 2 with a walk. Hall seeing Santiago Casilla for the first time, at least in a regular season game. They may well have faced at some point in spring training over the years when Hall was with the Brewers and Casilla with the A's in the Valley of the Sun in the Cactus League. But never in a big league game. Along the right field line, Torres runs out of room. 0-2 the count.
Oh yeah, we have a winner. Brian Wilson, Jeremy Affeldt getting greased up. Giants bullpen. Oh, there's your winner right there. She found the foul ball. Psyched. That's who should win.
And he tries to curve and almost hit Bill Hall with it.
Well, you don't want to do that.
Bad move.
Well, you really muscle up. You try and throw it too hard, and that's what happens when you try and overthrow a breaking ball. You know, your release point becomes a blur, and it can sort of pop out of your hand. You hit a guy. It's a bad deal. 0-2 count. Pop out a breaking ball and hit him. Ooh. If you hit a guy, you want to at least leave a bruise, you know?
Although his curveball is not one of those 71-mile-an-hour slow curves that some guys throw.
Yeah, he might put it in you.
1-2. Now 2-2. Casilla just got through in the 7th inning, one of the most treacherous innings that I've ever seen anybody actually survive.
Well, that will not happen again. I mean, he's on a one hitter basis now. Anybody gets on base, he will be out of the game.
He walked 3 and threw 2 wild pitches, and finally struck out Victor Martinez with the bases loaded to end the inning. There's that curveball.
That's a good pitch, and that's an excellent take by Bill Hall. Not an easy take. Big curveball like that at that velocity.
3-2. Darnell McDonald, right-handed hitter on deck. That is foul right past Tim Bogar, the third base coach. Here's Bogar. Used to play for the Mets in the National League, also the Astros and Dodgers. This is his first year as the third base coach for the Red Sox. Ron Johnson, in his first season as Boston's first base coach. And the manager, Terry Francona. There are some who say, with his track record, he's already the best manager in Red Sox history. That is strike 3.
Boy, that's a hard slider, the perfect location. Talking an 88-mile-an-hour breaking ball with late snap in a perfect location. So it winds up being a nice outing for Santiago Casilla.
The Giants going to make a double switch. Bruce Bochy talking to Jim Reynolds, the plate umpire. Nate Sherholtz is going to go to right field. Aaron Rowand's going to leave the game. And Brian Wilson, the closer's coming in right now. 4 outs to go. 4-3 Giants. Giants 4, Red Sox 3. The closer, Brian Wilson, comes on with 2 down. Nobody on here in the 8th inning. And a great slider swung on and missed. Strike 1. The plate umpire, Jim Reynolds, said, I don't need to ask anybody on that one. I saw what that was. So it's 0-1 to McDonald, who has been safe on an error. Flied out to left and struck out. The pitcher's spot is next, and Wakefield is out on deck. That's a base hit to right field for McDonald. Nate Sherholtz in the game in right field now in the 9th spot in the order. And now here comes David Ortiz. And you can hear the excitement among the Red Sox fans here at AT&T Park. Big Papi. Papi has had a terrible start to the season. 2 straight years. Last year, it seemed like it was never going to turn around, although ultimately it did. And then another terrible month of April this year. But a huge month of May. He was the most fearsome slugger in the American League in the month of May. And Ortiz has 15 homers and 46 runs batted in for the year, despite that terrible first month.
This will be an interesting challenge for Brian Wilson. I mean, remember, he's a kid who grew up in Winchester, Massachusetts, under the shadow of Fenway Park and the Red Sox franchise. You know, and when you pitch against a team that you rooted for as a kid, and frequently, I think it's still, there's a novelty to it still when you do it.
Wilson has never faced David Ortiz in a game. So here we go. 2 down. And he tries that slider and misses badly with it.
As you know, that Brian Wilson's got family members back in Massachusetts watching this game. And that affects a guy. I mean, you think you would get used to it, but it kind of changes when you go back and face a team you're rooting for as a kid.
Pretty quick throw there. McDonald just back. Darnell McDonald, who has speed and has 6 steals this year, he has not been thrown out. Second baseman Freddie Sanchez is 30 feet or more into right field for Ortiz. Tries that backdoor slider again and misses. Now it's 2-0.
Ortiz not in any hurry.
He was hoping to steal a strike or two with that outside slider, but now he's behind 2-0. And Ortiz got something in his eye. Asks for timeout and backs away. Leadoff man Marco Scutaro out on deck. David Ortiz tied for the Red Sox team lead with 15 home runs. Now it's 3-0. And he won't be taken on 3-0 if he likes it.
Nail-biting time for Giants fans.
Well, he was taking 95-mile-an-hour fastball right in there, 3-1. Ortiz played in the field last night in Denver at first base. And Youkilis had the night off, or much of the night off. Ortiz pinch hitting here tonight, 3-1. Way outside. And that moves the possible time run into scoring position.
9th walk by Giants pitching tonight. And more importantly for the Red Sox is that the walk moves McDonald into scoring position, who has excellent speed.
And you've got a singles hitter coming up, whose best chance to get an RBI is with a single and a runner at second. Marco Scutaro, who's had a single, a walk, has popped to second and hit into a force play. Well, Wilson came on to try and shut the door with 2 down and nobody on. But now it's 2 on. Still trying to end the inning. Ooh. Ball 1.
Remember, the corners tonight have been very, very small. We've seen pitches called at the knees. We've seen pitches called at the belt. We haven't seen many pitches off the corners called strikes by Jim Reynolds. It's been a rule book definition strike zone.
That is a strike with the slider at the knees.
And Scutaro, I mean, he's another guy who could care less about 2 strikes. I mean, it doesn't change his approach. He'll take and take and take and let you nibble yourself into a hitting count for him.
Scutaro has made contact with 96% of his swings for the year, according to the Elias Bureau. The best percentage in the majors for making contact. Not that time. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. And he was badly fooled on that slider.
Starts off right there at the knees outside corner, just explodes out of the strike zone and gets him to chase.
But 2 strikes, and this is what you were talking about, Mike. He is still a threat, a .268 average with 2 strikes.
That's a good pitch right there. That's a good pitch, and Wilson followed it.
2-2.
Right between the knees, inside corner, perhaps off the plate a couple inches. Great pitch, didn't get it.
Darnell McDonald, a fast runner. The possible tying run at second. David Ortiz at first. 2 down. That is strike 3 called. The Giants continue to live dangerously, and still they lead.
by Verizon, the network with the most 3G coverage. We go back second inning. Eli Whiteside at third base, a swinging bunt, and Tim Wakefield comes in and makes one of the best defensive plays of the game. Out of the glove, no exchange. He flips it right to Martinez. He puts the tag on Eli Whiteside, and well, that's our Giants defensive coverage of the game, brought to you by Verizon.
And with Mike Krukow, I'm John Miller, and here we go into the Giants half of the 8th inning. A new pitcher for Boston, Ramon Ramirez, who at one time was with the Colorado Rockies in the National League, broke into the big leagues with the Rockies, had a year with Kansas City, then last year with the Red Sox. And a high fastball, a swinging strike by Whiteside, who has singled, but then was thrown out at the plate on that play by Tim Wakefield that we just saw, and since then has been called out on strikes a couple of times. So he's 1 for 3. Nate Scherholtz on deck, and he's just pouring that fastball right by him. It's 0-2. Tim Wakefield went 7 innings. The Red Sox really needed some innings from Wakefield tonight after a couple of long nights for the bullpen in Denver. Strike 3 call. So that's 3 straight times now that Whiteside has been called out on strikes. So Wakefield went 7, allowing 4 runs on 11 hits. The Red Sox have been short a hit most of the night. They've had a lot of chances given them by the Giants, but they've just not been able to hit the ball. Not for base hits anyway. Their only hit since the first inning was an infield single by Mike Cameron in the 6th inning. And or that was until the 8th inning. In the 8th, Darnell McDonald hit that base hit in the right against Brian Wilson with 2 down. So 4 hits total, but only one of them have come, or only one of them has come with a runner in scoring position. That was the home run by Youkilis in the first that accounted for all 3 of their runs. 2-0 to Scherholtz, up for the first time in the game. 266 average. Yeah, that average will go up a little bit. The Giants have their 12th hit.
How about that 9th spot in the lineup tonight? 4 for 4. 2 hits by Jonathan Sanchez, a pinch hit by Travis Ishikawa, and now Nate Scherholtz comes up and gets himself a knock, a 1-out single. Not often you see that 9-hole go 4 for 4, partner.
It's not in the National League.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Our neck of the woods.
Yeah, and not so much in the American League either, where the pitcher doesn't bat. Jonathan Sanchez had a bunt single, one of the big plays of the night for the Giants. A bases loaded drag bunt, and 2 runs ended up scoring on the play. That tied the game. And then they got the go-ahead run in the 3rd inning a little more conventionally. Instead of a bases-loaded 2-run bunt, it was a home run by Juan Uribe.
Yeah, after the 3rd inning, you're thinking this is going to be a 10-9 ball game, but 4-3 after the 3rd and 4-3 now.
Andres Torres. It's a strike. Torres has lined out to first, hit into a fielder's choice, grounded into a force play, and had a sacrifice bunt. He is 0 for 3.
Pretty straightaway defense. The only exception, Beltre at third base playing in on the grass in respect to the bunt possibility.
There goes Scherholtz. That ball is hit deep and fouled on the right field line, and completely out of AT&T Park, and that one is wet.
Mike Muldowney on the splash cam, keeping it right in the middle. Yep, he lives for that shot, folks. Lives for it.
It's the best shot in baseball. Took the fastball out of the strike zone from Ramirez. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now, Mike Muldowney is not up there all the time with the splash camera, but he's up there a lot. In fact, he has asked me if I would circulate the rumor that he wants it to be called the Mulroon cam. No longer the splash cam. I said I'd give it some thought. I don't know. There's Mike Muldowney, alias Mulroon.
Well, who else operates that camera?
Well, there's a couple guys that go up there. It's kind of like the woodshed. Somebody screws up late, beer on their breath, they run them up to the splash cam.
It is. You're kind of out in the elements on a night like this.
Yes, you are. Can't be afraid.
You operate the splash cam. And they don't give him any harnesses or anything. He's right on the very edge there. One false move, and he'd be the one splashing. Careful. Steady. One and two to Andres Torres. Freddie Sanchez on deck. Sherholtz is running. And right there, because of that, was Bill Hall, but he ends up getting nobody. Hall, who has been playing outfield most of the time for the Red Sox, went for an almost impossible out at the expense of getting an out that was there to be had at first.
Well, and Nate Sherholtz almost breaks 2 ankles and a knee. I mean, he's figuring he's going to have to come here to break it up. And he winds up going into a no slide. And, I mean, you can really get yourself hurt as a base runner. John Farrell, the pitching coach for the Red Sox, coming out. Watch Sherholtz. He's thinking, I got to take this guy out now, and I got to stop. And now it's like...
You know, the fact that he did come in that way,
yeah,
that may have sold Hall on the idea that, wait a minute, I can get this guy. He's not sliding.
It totally messed up the whole play.
But, of course, on the other hand, breaking both legs might not have been the best way to try to get Torres into
2 ankles, a knee, and a shoulder, all gone in the same play. A much more graceful athlete than that, believe me, folks.
Nate, next time, just slide in there. Here is Freddie Sanchez. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. 2 men on, 1 man out. And what do they say? There's a ball that gets away from Martinez. The runners advance.
And now it's the Red Sox that play 90-foot giveaway. Well, we have seen a sloppy game. A lot of walks, a lot of wild pitches. But it's the at-bat right now with runners in score position that has been elusive for the Red Sox, and the Giants have made a difference in that regard. And that's why they lead, and they have a chance to extend it right now.
They're going to say no hit for Torres, by the way. They're calling it a fielder's choice since he went for the man at second. Right center field. And here's the catch. Here's the play to the plate, but not nearly in time. Sherholtz with lots of speed scores easily.
Nice situational hitting from Freddie Sanchez.
5-3, a very big run driven in by Freddie Sanchez. Also moving up in that play, Andres Torres over to third. And here comes Aubrey Huff to try and knock in another run. The Red Sox tonight, 1 hit in 8 at-bats as a team with runners in scoring position. The Giants are 3 for 7, plus that sacrifice fly. Aubrey Huff 0 for 4. All of that against the knuckleballer Wakefield. Now you're going to see some heat. 92, 93 miles an hour so far being featured by Ramon Ramirez. In there for a strike. Now, in the 9th inning, Brian Wilson will be facing Danny Nava, Mike Cameron, and Kevin Youkilis. If anybody gets aboard, Victor Martinez will be due up 4th in the inning. So a lot of their best hitters will be coming up in the 9th. And the changeup in the dirt with a splitter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Three infielders to the right of second. 1-2 the count.
Aubrey Huff had a nice road trip. He's been swinging the bat well the last month and a half. You get into a knuckleball situation, a knuckleballer can throw you into a funk. He's got to be pretty psyched up about seeing some conventional stuff.
Right back toward us. And ends up downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Yankees lead the Dodgers 2-1. Last of the 9th inning at Dodger Stadium. Manny Ramirez leads off for LA versus Mariano Rivera. Just like one of those old Yankee Red Sox games from not so long ago. Going inside with this one. 1-2. Struck him out. The breaking ball up out of the strike zone. The Giants get a run. They go to the 9th with a 2-run lead. Danny Nava coming up. The way the game began, you never would have thought this would have been the score into the 9th inning. The Red Sox jumped on Jonathan Sanchez, and 4 batters into the game had 3 runs on the board on a 3-run homer by Kevin Youkilis. But Sanchez settled in, only allowed 1 more hit while he was in there. The Red Sox have not scored since the 1st inning. They've had only 2 hits total. And Brian Wilson with a first pitch strike to Danny Nava, who has walked, grounded to second, hit a soft liner to second, and walked again. 0 for 2 with 2 walks. 2 of the 9 walks given to the Red Sox. And a bloop. Here is Huff. Nava 0 for 3. Red Sox need to get only 1 man on base to send the possible tying run to the plate. But Nava does not reach. And here comes the veteran Cameron. If he gets aboard, there is Kevin Youkilis with a chance to tie it. So,
and this is where the Red Sox are really feeling the absence of Dustin Pedroia, who was the hottest guy on their club, coming off a 5 for 5 3-home run night.
Pedroia left the game after hitting a foul ball off his foot. In the 3rd inning, he eventually got a walk, but when he limped to first, they decided let's not take any chances with him. 0-1 the count to Cameron. Cameron had an infield single in the 6th inning in his first plate appearance, and then he fouled out to first in the 7th. Sharp slider in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike on a foggy night in San Francisco. The Boston Red Sox, when the day began, had the 3rd best record in their division, but also the 3rd best record in the majors. But as the day began, if the postseason were to start today, the Red Sox would not be in the postseason. So it's a tough division.
Tough division.
One ball and 2 strikes to Mike Cameron. The Giants began the day 2.5 back of San Diego. San Diego won in a National League game tonight in Miami, 3-0. Strike 3 called, the slider, and he got the low strike. Cameron can't believe it.
Went on the inside corner with the breaking ball. Set up on that inside corner. He puts it right between Eli Whiteside's knees. Nice frame job, and they get the 3rd strike. Definitely a pitcher's pitch. Thank you very much.
Well, you've mentioned it a few times. What has been missing in the outside and inside corners has often been there on the low pitch and the high pitch tonight from Jim Reynolds. 1 ball and no strikes. Youkilis. The worst he could do here would be to make it a 1-run game. Nobody on. 2 down. Out of the Death Valley. The deepest part of the yard. Sherholtz. No. Into the number 9 archway. Youkilis is not stopping at second. The secondary relay man, Uribe, makes a wild throw. And Wilson is there. And a friendly carom. Sherholtz overshot his relay man, Freddie Sanchez, who might have been the guy who had a chance to make a play at third. And then Uribe made a wide throw.
Guy can hit. A clutch hitter down to their last out, going the opposite way with a fastball. And again, I just marvel at the foot speed of Kevin Youkilis. I mean, you look at him, you just don't think of the guy as having the kind of speed that he has.
So it's not over yet. And you see where that throw got away from Pablo. He had no chance to get it. But it came right back with Wilson backing up the play. So here is Victor Martinez. He is the possible tying run after the Youkilis triple. 4th triple of the year for Youkilis. And the slider, ball 1.
These are the legs I'm talking about. I mean, he's got some giddy up for a guy his size. Almost stumbled between second and third, but hey, a 3-bagger.
And another slider misses. 2-0. 3 infielders to the right of second. The third baseman Sandoval is over at shortstop for the switch hitter Victor Martinez, who has grounded a short, grounded into a double play, walked and struck out. 0 for 3. 2 down, 9th inning. And a foul. But he was late on that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-1 the count.
Whatever he starts an inning at, he never has the same velocity at the end of an inning. Oftentimes he'll start 93, 94, but by the time he gets that last few pitches of the inning, he's at 97, 98. And especially when it starts to get tight, he digs deep, and that's when he amps up velocity.
2-1. And again, not quite able to get around on that 97-mile-an-hour heater. 2-2 the count. The Yankees have beaten the Dodgers. 2-1 a final from Dodger Stadium. The Bay Area native CC Sabathia beat LA tonight for the Yankees. Mariano Rivera saved it for him. And Alex Rodriguez hit a home run to drive in what proved to be the winning run. The Giants lead the Red Sox 5-3. 9th inning, 2 down, runner at third. Popped up foul. The only man with any kind of a prayer was Whiteside because of the shift, but it goes out of play anyway. Whiteside really hustled over on that one. The Sandoval all the way over at shortstop. Whiteside's the only guy even close to that side. Wilson will try it again. And if you make a mistake with Martinez, he's got a lot of power. He's seen 3 straight fastballs here and fouled them all to the left side. Out of play. 2-2. The slider right through the wide open third base hole, and it's 5-4 Giants.
Now, I'm not saying he did that on purpose, but it definitely crossed my mind. That's why I don't like the shift, especially in late inning situations. It just gives a hitter who has any kind of bad control an opportunity to do this. And it looks to me like he wasn't thinking long ball at all. He was thinking the opposite way, knock in the run, bring that go-ahead run to the plate.
It looked like Tony Gwynn.
That's exactly what it looked like.
So here is Adrian Beltre. And that Martinez at first is the possible tying run. Beltre is 0 for 4. Strike on the inside with the slider.
Now he buckled on the inside breaking ball with Sergio Romo as well. And that is not a mistake. Brian Wilson will do that to a right-handed hitter. He will try and pick that inside corner with that breaking ball.
The Giants in the no doubles defense, as they say. Foul tip into Whiteside's glove on another slider. Pablo Sandoval hugs the line deep at third.
Good late hard breaking slider. You can amp that thing up 87, 90 miles an hour. That's a hard breaking ball, especially when it has good location.
0-2. Everybody standing here at AT&T Park. Look out. Right under his chin. Hello.
Well, one thing about Beltre, you flip him like that, you will accelerate his bat speed. You've got his attention right now. And that's a big league flip job right there. Now you have to take advantage of it, because as he will amp up his bat speed, he will increase his aggressiveness, and he will chase out of the zone. You don't have to throw something in the strike zone here. He'll help you.
And a fastball right out over the plate. Base hit to left field. And now the possible tying run is in scoring position with Bill Hall coming up.
Now there's the pitch right over the middle of the plate. You're not going to throw a fastball, but you can throw 117 miles an hour, and he is going to be on it. That is what you do when you flip a guy like Beltre.
And obviously it's easy to sit up here and talk about events as they're going on, but with Victor Martinez, he was late 3 straight times on the fastball, but then the slider, and maybe he felt like he had him set up for a slider after the 3 heaters, but Martinez hit it right through the left side, and now, as you were saying, it's a good time for that breaking ball. He's a little fired up, but a fastball right down the middle, and he was right on it. So here is Hall, and a base hit could tie this game. Slider for a strike. It's 0-1. But it's been a long time since Beltre played in the National League. He wasn't a Dodger when Brian Wilson was with the Giants, or Eli Whiteside. 0-1 the count. And a save there by Whiteside. That's a big play. Keep that runner from going to third, and also the possible go-ahead run from going to scoring position.
Yeah, you got to keep those runners at first and second. You don't want to put them in scoring position, both of them. Not by way of the wild pitch. At this point, every 90 foot you give up, you have to earn it.
Ball 2, a little bit low, maybe off the inside. Jeremy Affeldt will get onto the bullpen now, the left-hander. Red Sox have action in their bullpen. Scott Atchison, a right-hander, warming up in the Boston pen. 5-4 Giants. The Red Sox have scored with 2 down in the 9th inning. Off the inside. And Wilson is very unhappy now. 3-1.
He's trying to work that inside corner, and he's not missing by a bunch, but he is missing. Again, the Jim Reynolds strike zone has been kind of cornerless tonight, but he's been very consistent with it. What he hasn't given you width-wise, he has given you height-wise.
Meanwhile, Victor Martinez at second, getting a long lead with each pitch. The slider over to the Giants dugout. It's a full count, 3-2. A 3-ball, 1-strike slider. Well thrown by Wilson. So now the runners will take off. So surely Martinez would score on a base hit to the outfield here. 5-4 Giants. 2 on, 2 out in the ninth. Martinez at second, Beltre, a possible go-ahead run at first. And the bluff.
That's a good time for that bluff. Just because you set it up with 3-2, 2 outs, runner's going to be running. You never know. You might catch somebody a little overly aggressive out there.
The idea, if he goes on first motion, maybe he's picked himself off. 3-2. They go. Ooh, look out. Right over to the Boston dugout.
Into that inside corner with that breaking ball. And a major league emergency swing put on by Bill Hall to stay alive. As far as emergency swings go, that is all league right there.
Bill Hall has seen Wilson in the National League in his days with the Brewers. He is 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout against him. Brian Wilson about to throw his 37th pitch. He had 2 down and nobody on in this inning when Youkilis tripled, Martinez singled, then Beltre singled. And it's 3-2 to Hall. The runners go. And he walks him. The bases are loaded. And now Darnell McDonald. 4 straight Red Sox have reached after 2 are down. And that is the 10th walk allowed by Giants pitching tonight. 10 walks plus 3 wild pitches. And that's the way it has gone all night long. And the Red Sox have not been able to take full advantage. But they still have an opportunity here. That is just foul. It almost hit Victor Martinez, the runner, getting his lead down the line. The pitcher's spot is next, and J.D. Drew, a left-handed hitter, has come out on deck. As you see, Pablo, he didn't wait for anybody to tell him fair or foul. He just went over and picked it up. Here's Drew, a very tough hitter, out on deck. The Giants fans have been up for a long time, anticipating the final out of this inning. And it's been a long time coming, and it hasn't happened yet. Bases loaded, 2 down, 0-1 the count. That is a foul.
Well, he's got to those 2 strikes with 2 fastballs, and he has not shown him the slider. And now ahead 0-2 with the slider surprise still in his back pocket. He can go out of the strike zone a couple times. He is fearless to pitch inside with bases loaded. I mean, absolutely fearless. And a lot of guys just won't do it for fear that they will hit somebody. Wilson,
Darnell McDonald. And this is right where Wilson's night began. He came in to face Darnell McDonald with 2 down in the 8th inning. And McDonald hit a single to right field against him. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. He stays alive.
When he missed his target. Got a little leaky out there, 0-2. You don't want to make a mistake when the guy's in a protect mode. 40 pitches on the night for Wilson. They had him set up inside. Whiteside went inside with the target, and that thing came all the way across the plate. 3 pitches, 3 fastballs. 3 good fastballs.
The slider, did he swing? Apparently not. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Starting with McDonald's at bat in the 8th inning. Ryan Wilson has faced 9 hitters, and 6 of them have reached base against him. He's allowed 4 hits and 2 walks in 1 inning. He needs 1 out more, though, and he'll get through it. To shortstop, Uribe. The ball game is over, and the Giants somehow hang on and win it 5-4, despite 10 walks, despite 3 wild pitches, despite the Red Sox having the bases loaded in the 6th inning, the 7th inning, and the 9th inning. The Red Sox stranded 11 runners in their last